Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast, because Joey Janela always goes in raw.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bang.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Stephen Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and a little notify bell next to it to make sure you always get your new Going in Raw notifications.
Yeah, that's right.
So available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there on the Patreon, including bonus content. Today in the bonus episode, I think we're going to take a look at that 2K20 trailer.
Sounds good.
We'll do a breakdown of the 2K20 trailer.
Should we hold off on Tournament of Champions, last two chat trivia till next week? Now that once our schedule's kind of settled.
Tranquilo, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Cool with that.
So there you go. If you won this last round of chat trivia and overrun, next week, last and final, I guess quarterly Tournament of Champions, and then the final Tournament of Champions.
I think we're gonna maybe take a break from chat trivia,
Yeah.
and move to chat Pictionary or chat. What's the win, lose, or draw? Whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially Pictionary.
Right, exactly. It just depends on what name you like better. I like win, lose, or draw.
Me too.
It seems more dire.
Well, yeah, there's the word lose in it.
Right, exactly. Got a couple new patrons in. Tiger Mask Tim Morris. Omega Therion is back.
Oh, he's back.
That's
Welcome.
my favorite name.
Welcome.
Chunky Monkey, Sean Volman, and Connor D. Thanks, everybody,
Thank you,
for your
everybody.
support. You can
Yeah.
also become a channel member here on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's right.
Hit the join button. We have one piece of business to get into, Larson, before we get into our Wednesday night war. So here's how it's going to go down, at least this week.
Yeah.
If we like it, we'll stick with it. If not, we might break them up through the day. We're going to do
figure something out.
one large live taping,
Yeah.
where we do Dynamite, and then we do NXT. We're going to record each one.
How about this? Instead of necessarily always doing AEW first and NXT, I mean, it makes sense to do AEW first because it's new.
It's new.
It's new.
It's new.
Here's a way that we can kind of determine who wins the war each night. Whatever show to us feels like the more newsworthy, that we're more excited to talk about, we'll lead with that one.
Let me throw it out there.
What?
What if you think one and I think the other? What if we take it to the community poll
All right.
for a tiebreaker,
right.
or just to get their input as
That's
well?
fine. That's fine.
If it's overwhelming, if you and I are both like Dynamite took it, but then everybody on community polls like 90% said NXT, maybe we'll start with NXT. Maybe we'll put the power.
That just muddies the waters even more, man.
Think so?
Yeah.
You don't want to give power to the people?
No, I don't mind them having a voice. That's totally cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, this is all a work in progress. We didn't think any of this stuff out, really. I mean, half the stuff we talked
Dude,
about.
there's the thing.
We walked in this
there,
morning.
there is no way we. Oh my God.
What?
Epico said he went to jail.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oops. Sorry. The Discord wasn't muted. The bloop bloop I think was
dear.
happening. Sorry, everybody. Ruined it all. Should we start over?
Yeah, we probably should.
We'll just start over. We'll just
All right,
start
we
over.
gotta
Well,
unrecord.
let's do this. It's fine. We'll do this. And then we'll start fresh with our AEW Dynamite thing. And the live people will see this.
Hey, I'm just saying, just hit this. Let's record all of it.
We'll do that right there.
There you go.
Okay. Epico says he went to jail. I wonder what that was all about.
Yeah, I hope you're okay.
I hope he's okay. Well, he's super chatting us.
All right.
So that's good.
I mean, I hope it's nothing
We're going to
serious.
start this again. You want to see that intro again, everybody?
Yeah, let's see the intro. It's so
All right,
good.
Here we go. La la la.
Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast, because Joey Janela always goes in raw.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bang.
Hey, Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, a little notify bell next to it. Make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications.
Yes.
We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there. We got bonus episodes at the $5 mark, which you can also get by becoming a YouTube channel member. Just hit join here on the YouTube channel page.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a couple new patrons. Omega Therion is back in the fold.
Welcome.
Therion. Junkie Monkey, Tiger Mask, Tim Morris, Sean Volman, and Connor D.
Thank you.
Thank you to all. We're going to review AEW Dynamite. But first up, give me my title back.
Oh, you went back?
Give me my title back. I'm very pleased with my picks. Get over here.
I was pleased with my picks.
I'm very happy with my picks.
Although
well, shouldn't be.
When I saw that
title holder.
Candice versus Shayna wasn't main eventing, I was like, oh, okay. Candice for sure isn't winning now.
Yeah, going into it, I was like, oh, that was a bad pick. But got my title back.
Well, still our title.
Not really
hold
back.
on to it.
What's that?
That's still our title.
It's my title.
Get out of here with
that. No, screw you. I'm going to take this around town. I'm going to make a video.
You're going to get so tired of that.
I'm going to bash you. See, here's the thing. This is what I want to do with
That's
this title.
completely unwarranted.
Whenever you... No, it isn't. It's very warranted. I'm champion. You're just a dullard with a small brain. See, I'm already bashing you. Oh, I feel bad now.
You should.
I love you,
it's
man.
Completely unwarranted.
You got a big boy brain. See, and then when you get the title back, probably this Sunday, you can bash me.
I wouldn't do that, though.
Really?
No, I'm above that.
Why not?
I'm a better person than that.
You bash me plenty. Oh, crap. You're already bashing me. calling yourself a better person.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
I'll do it low key.
You swerved me. Oh, man. So anyways, AEW Dynamite, man. Let's just hop into this thing. What did you think about it?
It was fun.
Man.
It was. It's early on. I mean, granted, part of it is they're obviously running larger buildings, and they're wisely keeping the house lights up so you can see the size of the crowd for the most part. But more so than that, it's a very colorful presentation.
Yes,
it's bright.
It is.
It's very colorful, and that's a stark contrast. Part of the reason I know they keep the house lights down NXT is because I think to a certain degree they want to hide how small the venue is. Also, it's the atmosphere they've been running with the show for a long time, and it works for NXT fine. I'm not going to say a bingo hall because the production value is way above a bingo hall.
Let me ask
but
you,
they want the indie show feel.
Yeah. Do you think it's that they want to hide the crowd, or they just want to emphasize that this is an intimate
It's probably a little both.
I'm not sure if it's like shame necessarily.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, obviously, because Triple H just recently spoke highly of Full Sail and wanting to stay there because the atmosphere there is top notch. But we've said, I think you've had the concern that in terms of optics, NXT is going to look like the lesser show because they're not selling out or putting shows on these huge venues and selling them out.
Yeah.
And maybe, now that they're on USA, one of the reasons they're for sure going to keep the house lights more or less low is to, rather than hide the crowd, to focus what's going on squarely in the ring.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That's a diplomatic way of putting it.
I think you're right about that. AEW felt, and it's funny because when I watched it, it did totally feel from Shivani being there to just the fact that it wasn't WWE. It felt like a really good episode of Nitro, right down to...
They weren't shying away from referencing WCW all
No,
over the place
they weren't.
either.
In the very beginning, Shivani was talking about Jushin Liger versus Pillman opening up the first episode of Nitro.
And then JR said they had the same match on WCW in like 90 or 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple times where they referenced WCW.
And it felt vibrant. It felt alive. You saw a crowd that wasn't ready to like... WWE crowds, they are ready... They understand what they want to crap on. They know what they don't like.
Well, and they prime themselves for it.
They prime the AEW. The crowd is enthusiastic to be there. It's an event. They're happy to be there, and they like the crowd. Everything. It's to me the color scheme was reminiscent of. I know you saw part of it. Thor Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. The colors used in Thor Ragnarok. There was a lot of different colors going on, but it was all used very stylishly, and it wasn't gaudy. Mm-hmm. And with AEW, they know how to use their color, and it enhances the broadcast.
Yeah, it totally does.
It surprises me when I saw it. I was thinking to myself, why did Vince McMahon? And this is look, I'm not going to sit here and just knock WWE because I think WWE has a lot of awesome things going for it. I really do. We saw that last time with NXT. We personally have enjoyed SmackDown for a very long time. Mm-hmm. One thing that I've realized with AEW is and watching NXT also last night, and we've known this with SmackDown for a while now, 2 hours is enough.
Yeah.
2 hours, you can do everything you want in 2 hours.
Yep.
You really can't. You do not need a 3-hour show.
Nope. It's all about time management.
But all the things that, like, over the years, Vince McMahon has kind of gotten rid of, like, I don't know, video entrance or entrance videos, which, yeah, it's a small thing, but we used to love those, you know? It's like, oh, man, did you see his entrance video? It's fun. We did the same thing with, like, the Best Friends. Now, it's like, oh, it's so silly. It's
amazing,
awesome.
yeah.
It's great. It's the little things. And even, I know you're not, like, a big fan of it, but, like, the opening music intro.
Like Dynamite, I didn't. Well, NXT, they didn't have one this week. They had that montage narrated by Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
I didn't mind AEW's because they kept it short.
Yeah.
It was short. It was, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
It didn't drone on.
It gets you hyped for the show. Like, there are so many little things that are just fun about the Monday Night Wars, the Attitude Era, whatever you want to call it, back then, that, like, WWE's kind of stripped away. And AEW brought a lot of those little things back.
Well, here's the thing, and this doesn't apply to everybody. And I don't... On camera, I don't get the feeling that a lot of people in WWE are having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas last night, it seemed like, maybe this is just, excitement over the first show, whatever the case may be. It seemed like everybody was having fun.
Well, it was definitely an event. And who knows how that's going to be.
Exactly. I mean,
6 months
once they're on episode 120, whether that same energy is going to translate or not. And I mean, given the WWE schedule, I would understand completely if you were up to the arena one day for Raw and like, gosh, can't wait to hop on the plane tonight and go home and sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
And I understand that the WWE sometimes they sometimes want to hide on their main roster shows just how little people are there, like in the upper decks and stuff. But it's like, man, AEW felt big.
It did.
It felt like big time.
It felt slick. Like the presentation was slick.
It was, yeah. It's honestly like, in terms of like it felt like a real main roster show.
Yeah. There was still some cheesy stuff.
Oh, of course.
We'll get to that. The Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes stuff, pretty cheesy.
That was the most WCW Saturday night stuff.
The SCU stuff was kind of cheesy, although Scorpio Sky has a great,
He has a really good Barack.
great Obama
He
impression.
really does, yeah.
And that was pretty much it. And they kept the action focused in the ring, and yet I felt like stories were developing.
Yeah.
Whereas in NXT was good. I'm not gonna make it come off like I'm slamming it because it was an enjoyable show. They had these 3 title matches, and I don't necessarily felt like the results of any of them necessarily advanced any stories per se on a large scale. You had a couple of returns that dominated the show.
I think they resolved some stories. Like, I don't see the Street Profits coming back around for the tag titles.
Not at all. No.
Candace seems to be done with
I
at
know.
this point.
I know.
Anyways.
And while the spotlight and the conversation, I think, is going to be on NXT about the 2 massive returns, I kind of felt like, to a certain extent, it did a bit of disservice to the people who were wrestling before those people came back. Like,
Okay,
everybody's going to be talking about Finn and Ciampa.
Yeah.
Whereas, man, imagine if Candice had won in the main event.
Should we get into that on the NXT review?
We will.
Okay.
I just want to touch on that because I think
we're in uncharted territory because,
I know.
like, it's I think Zayn is doing a combined thing.
And I think this is, since it's the first time they're head to head, and I'm just on a macro level talking from a storyline perspective, where it felt like, and granted, this is the first episode of AEW television. Even if I did a minimal amount of storytelling, you're just going to feel like, oh, huge story development because this is our first indication of where they're really going to go long term.
Sure.
Whereas NXT, they've got how many, like 500 episodes under the belt or something like that.
AEW has the benefit of a blank canvas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's felt like at least one major story beat based on the action in ring would have been nice for NXT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead, it was like, okay, it's a good episode with a couple huge returns.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like.
No, I feel you. I thought NXT focused on and it'll be interesting to see if this matters to the WWE. That's a whole other story. And I don't know if we should do like a video essay on it or what, but if AEW, let's say it gets crazy and they do 2 million out the gate,
which we should be finding out about 3 hours what the ratings look like.
And let's say NXT stays at 1 million. Is Triple H okay with that? Is Vince okay with that?
I think Triple H would be okay with it based on what happened on NXT last night and thinking, okay, we got a couple huge names now back in NXT. let's see if that gets some word of mouth going.
Yeah.
Some people that maybe just watch main roster who's a really huge fan of a particular person who's now in NXT.
I'm talking 6 months from now.
Well, that's a different story entirely.
Is it? I'll put it this way. If USA is happy, is Vince McMahon happy? Even if AEW is doing double what NXT is
Probably
doing.
not.
You think so?
He's a competitive dude.
Yeah. I do wonder if they're going to take a look at, because AEW does look bigger. It looks, I don't want to say more legit, but they also have bigger household names in Jericho and maybe Moxley. Would that prompt them to take it on tour and light it up a bit more? Will you see NXT morph into what looks like a main roster show? Because I honestly think that they might interpret that as the difference maker is the scope of the broadcast. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe.
I don't know. But then would they go that route if the numbers aren't on par with Raw and SmackDown? Because like Raw and SmackDown right now are already struggling to fill houses.
Yeah.
With numbers that are at least double what NXT is doing. So if you're getting 1 million viewers each week, would you feel confident taking NXT on the road to even 2,000 to 3,000 seat venues?
If you make a big deal about it, I would think I mean, you see how quickly takeovers fill up.
Yeah. But those are still special things, you know.
Yeah.
You only get 4 or 5 of those a year.
Yeah.
And most parts of the country, you might have to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you get a takeover.
Sure.
You know, again.
Yeah.
So if they're in your neighborhood, you go.
I mean, already AEW is having troubles like selling out their 10th episode 11.
Yeah, and that makes sense. You know,
sure.
But if they put together 2, 3, or 4 weeks of really good TV in a row, I wouldn't be surprised to see an uptick in ticket sales.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know. I don't know. It's all.
But they're not
interesting.
They're not
questions.
really going. AEW is not really trying to fill arenas the size of the Capital One Center, because that's a pretty large arena.
Right. Yeah.
They're going more mid-sized, 5, 6, 7,000 seat venues.
Sure.
It seems for the second stretch of shows.
And I mean, if WWE is happy, like just with 1 million, like, do they really expect NXT to outdo? Maybe they will. Like there was like on Reddit, on the Squared Circle Reddit, there was like a really small. There was like there's the numbers for the San Diego market. I think were out, and they showed that NXT was performing really well there.
Yeah.
But then I think Meltzer had it that like AEW. What did you say? It was like the 3rd most watched.
Dynamite did 3 times the numbers that NXT did on View.
On the PlayStation View.
Yeah. And it's the third most watched show of the night on that platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's according to Meltzer.
Oh, by the way, before we dive into AEW details, the show rundown, I had to get cable. I got cable. I got my own cable. No longer living on the wrong side of the law, Larson.
You tape that cord back together, huh?
It's actually cheaper for me to get because I had like ridiculously fast internet at home. Now I have slightly less fast, but it's still really fast, and cable, and it's like $40 cheaper to do this.
Yeah.
So who'd have thought? Living legal is actually cheaper.
Crime doesn't pay, Steve.
You got that right, buddy boy. Anyways, let's kick this off. You know where I get buddy boy from? The streets of San Francisco.
Oh.
Carl Malden used to call that to Kirk Douglas
All the
or
time.
Mike Douglas.
Mike Douglas all the time. Say he really wouldn't be able to say that to Kirk Douglas, because Kirk Douglas is probably older than he is.
Yeah.
So AEW show opens up with a new video package opening, cold open. I guess not cold open, it's a video package. Show starts with commentary. You get the full-on introduction of Tony Schiavone back at the broadcast table.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost a step, man. He sounds great.
Yeah, man. Schiavone
Still on
sounds
point.
He
Still on
sounds,
point.
man.
And he's going to get even better once he's more familiar with their product.
I know. Dude, it is so nice having Schiavone there. I'll be honest, and Excalibur is great.
Yeah. Here's the thing, JR, when he doesn't lose his way, because sometimes he'll be going on a path and he'll like just forget or not think about what he's going to say.
Yeah.
That's when he stumbles. But if he's has a through line he's working with and he sticks with it, he's fine. He's not the JR of old, but we can't expect that.
No, we can't.
But it's just he'll be sitting there saying something and it seems like, well, I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Which happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not, on live television. So that's but it's good. It's good you have Schiavone there who's got the experience of calling play-by-play to help him out with that. And you got Excalibur. Both of them could kind of cover for JR in those instances or get him back on track.
Yeah.
There's moments last night where I thought JR was pretty solid.
Okay.
And then towards the tail end, or like the second hour of the show, it felt like it was happening a lot more often where he'd start on a path and it would just kind of peter out.
Yeah. I mean, I think they'll be fine down the road. Like last night, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm into the JR thing. But, he's JR. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And Shivani seems... They both legitimately seem happy to be there. Mm-hmm. Shivani seems incredibly happy to be there, and I think that's awesome.
I know.
Excalibur seems like he's literally... Excalibur comes off as if the experience is as surreal as it probably is, because 6 months ago or whenever it was...
He was telling people to recycle at a PWG show.
Right.
And now...
He's on TNT.
He's got an AEW blazer on.
Next to Shivani and JR.
I know.
That's got to be insane.
I wonder if there's any pressure on... I'm guessing not. Because you have these two huge, really well-known names in wrestling circles doing your announcing. You have Shivani and JR. And I'm sure it was, I'm not sure, I'll wager a guess that it was probably the Young Bucks who were pushing for Excalibur to join the team, given their history in PWG. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if there's any pressure on them to go with a more well-known name.
I don't know.
Because Excalibur's been doing commentary on PWG shows for a long time.
By all accounts, Tony Khan is very involved in everything.
I know.
I'm not sure if he had to be convinced. Maybe he was like, you know what, this guy, like PWG, I'll take him.
Yeah.
In a second.
Yeah.
I'd like to think.
And there was one moment where Excalibur alluded to PWG, however, did not say the letters PWG.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It was when Rick Knox was reffing the main event.
Oh.
He said, Rick Knox, he's a really experienced ref, and he's refereed some of the most intense, crazy matches of the last 20 years.
Oh, that's good.
PWG
of
tag
course,
matches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae and Joey Ryan versus
Guerrilla
the Young
Warfare
Bucks.
match, yes.
Yeah.
So, commentary throws to a Cody Sammy Guevara video package.
I like this. This is how they're going to tell stories to build up to their matches, like their
stuff.
video recap package. This is great. This is awesome.
And then we got the first match. Cody comes out first with Brandy. Entrance, everything, $1 million. Mm-hmm. Had some fire, some pyro. Mm-hmm. His song's
great. So they had like two tunnels.
And then they had the thing in the middle.
They had a
thing like a chandelier.
It was like a transporter pad.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and
and behind him was a Tron, a small square Tron that mostly just had the TNT logo on it.
Yeah. I realized who Cody kind of reminds me of when he's wearing his entrance gear. Rutger Hauer. Sorry. From like Blade Runner. Because he's got that sort of shock bleach blonde hair, and he has like almost his like... He looks like a Dune character. That's what he reminds me of.
That. More like Sting.
He's like Sting.
The bass player, not the wrestler in the movie Dune, yes. Sorry, the bass player.
Yeah.
The musician, sorry.
He's just the bass player.
I just think of that picture. I thought that picture of Sting and Sting both playing bass on stage. You seen that one?
Yes, I have.
So that's why I just said the bass player,
picture
not the wrestler.
Sting. Yeah. What do you think of this match, Cody versus?
It was solid.
Guevara?
I mean, Cody isn't the he's not like the equal of Kenny or the Young Bucks in the ring, but he can tell a good story, and that's what they pulled off here. Because early on, it was Sammy with the quickness advantage. What's going on there?
Yeah, my tea got a little cold. It's a little like lukewarm now. But it's still good. Still tea.
Yeah, it's probably good for your.
Still helps my throat. Yeah, my vocals.
Your pipes.
Yeah, I didn't lose my voice entirely this time.
Well, the week's not over yet. We got a lot of talking today and a lot of talking on tomorrow and then a lot on Sunday too.
I like that positive attitude of yours.
You can still lose your voice too. Just you wait.
So anyways, let's see here.
Got some mail. Early on it was Sammy using his quickness, his speed, Cody trying to counter it. This is new from Cody. He had an Oz cutter.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Oz.
Rhodes cutter. And then Sammy is like, hey, I can do that too, and did the springboard cutter. They both got 2 counts on that. At one point, Cody's going for a suicide dive after sending Sammy out to the ringside area. Sammy grabs Brandy and puts her in the path of Cody's suicide dive.
That was nasty.
Yeah, man. She'll take bumps. So Cody goes and checks on Brandy, turns around, Sammy grabs him and rams into the ring post. I think they went to commercial after that. And then back in the ring, Sammy, he goes for a top rope moonsault. Cody gets out of the way. He goes for a standing moonsault. Cody gets out of the way. And then he finally hits a standing shooting star press. That was cool. Then Cody sends Sammy into the ropes. Brandy, was that a high heel? Is that her shoe he hit him with?
I think so.
Hits Sammy with her heel. Cody hits a disaster kick. Only gets a 2, though. This spot was great when Cody was up on the top and hits that reverse superplex.
That was good, yeah.
Only a 2 count, though. Sammy thinks he's got the match won, goes up top for a shooting star press. Cody gets his knees up, rolls up Sammy for the win. Crowd is like 125% behind Cody this whole match.
Yeah.
It was pretty wise to have Cody start the show.
Oh, yeah.
To get the crowd into it immediately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time.
And given what happened at the end, good idea having Sammy in there too.
Yes.
So Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to interview Cody. Cody is just like, he's over the moon, man. He's on cloud nine. He goes there and gives Tony a huge hug.
And Tony's all whispering sweet nothings.
I know. He's trying to be like, I'm professional broadcaster.
Yeah.
And then Sammy comes up to Cody and is like, hey, like turns him around.
You. Hey, you.
And then extends his hand to shake it.
Yeah.
They shake hands, and then right as that happens, Jericho comes to the ring and lays out Cody.
Sammy just sort of puts his hands up and says, "My name's Bennett," and he leaves.
Yeah.
And and then it's just destruction through the commercial break. It's picture in picture. Jericho just annihilating Cody.
Yeah.
Everything possible. Chairs, sets up a couple of chairs. Suplexes, I think.
Powerbomb him.
That's right. Power bombs him on.
He hits a couple code breakers in the ring. He leaves. He comes back, hits Cody with the championship belt. He goes in the crowd and gets someone's still camera, their DSLR.
Yeah.
Starts taking pictures.
Yeah.
Cody rolls out, and Jericho takes a chair to him, and he sets up the 2 chairs. Power bombs it through it. And then he says, La Champion. Is that what he's calling himself?
Yeah. He says, I am Le Champion of AEW. He gets on the mic. He's up on the ramp.
Yeah.
And, he's just soaking it in. I thought it was a really smart move. Jericho is their biggest name in terms of name value.
And he still knows how to get heat, man.
And he knows how to get heat. This is an awesome segment. Followed. I thought actually I thought the match was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's good.
We've said before, like Sammy Guevara is really good in the ring. He is like he's got the perfect mix of like high flying cool moves with just some really decent storytelling abilities.
Yeah. And
I'm
Cody,
not sure he is the best ever, like he likes to say, but he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's good. And Cody, while he's not the athletic equal of Sammy, he's a really good storyteller.
He's a darn good boy. He's turned into. I mean, if you think of some of the matches he's had, he's one of the best. Like, dude, Cody is doing some really, really interesting things, building matches and then telling stories in matches.
Yeah, no.
Like he's turning storytelling upside down. It's great,
He
and
knows,
it's sort of low key too because it feels old school.
It is,
but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on there.
Yeah, it does feel old school because he knows how to do a lot with a little.
Yeah,
like the whole match with Dustin.
Yes,
there's every impactful move, every high spot really meant something in that match.
That match, the match with Aldis, man, it's been so good, and even like. The idea of him sort of aligning with MJF, who's like obviously like one of the top heels, but then Cody is still this like he's playing with the face heel dynamic.
Yeah.
And it's just, man, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd get that from Cody. I never thought that happened. But it's just terrific stuff.
It is. Next, we're on to another match. Brandon Cutler versus MJF. MJF comes out, drops promo, pretty basic heel stuff.
Really good one though.
Yeah. You know, Brandon Cutler, you look like all these losers here in the arena and all the losers watching on TV.
Brandon Cutler really did come up, and I like he just seems like a very genuine person. Like whenever he's on like any of the Road 2s or whatever, he just comes out being the elite.
Yeah.
He just seems like a really genuine person.
Yeah. He really likes his D&D though because his shirt had like a
dragon with the
die on it,
and
then he had some die on or his dice on his pants too.
I just love it because he does come off as like a super WCW jobber guy.
Yeah.
But they've managed to give super WCW jobber guy like a ton of personality and like a backstory.
I know.
So it matters when MJF picks up this win. It's like, oh, you feel it as opposed to nameless dude coming out.
I know.
It's Brandon Cutler.
That's what I kind of like about it. Like Brandon Cutler, I get the impression he's probably not going to win a whole lot of matches.
But you get the feeling he could totally have won this.
Yeah, totally. That's why I didn't have like 9 confidence points. I was pretty sure that MJF was going to win, but at the same time, I was like, they could do some sneaky roll-up type deal. And as you said, if you watch Being the Elite, all the Road 2 stuff, you get a sense about what his character is.
Yeah.
So it's not like, like generic jobber number 1 and they're taking an L to MJF.
Here's the thing. He's going to have a terrible record 3 months from now. But you never know. He could win at some point. You know?
Yeah,
he's not going to go on a winning streak, but he could win any of these because they keep him relevant.
This seems like he could be one of those characters where, as you said, his win-loss record is not going to be anything impressive, but at any point he can get that one win.
He could be a spoiler. He
that
could
one win, that's
exactly.
really going to be
so
impactful.
You never really know.
Yeah, totally. Anyways, Matt saw MJF work Cutler's arm early. There was this great spot where Cutler kind of like shakes off the MJF working the armpit suicide dive, was giving MJF fast hands on the ramp. Then he goes to the top rope, falls off, and then starts like shaking his knee as if he hurt it. And commentary was selling this. I'm assuming that was a story beat, selling like he hurt his knee on the suicide dive.
Yeah,
because it was I don't know. It seemed like it was clumsy enough that it seemed real, but the way commentary was on it, selling it immediately, made it seem like it was intended.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, Cutler taps to Fujiwara armbar from MJF. MJF picks up the win.
Yeah.
Next, as you mentioned, a scene straight out of WCW Saturday Night circa 1994. We get our first celebrity appearances on AEW. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes. There's a new Jay and Silent Bob movie coming to theaters on the 11th, I think they said.
It's a reboot. And then Kevin Smith also announced via Instagram that he's written the script for Clerks 3.
Oh, wow.
And he's, I guess, made amends with Jeff Anderson. Is that the dude who plays Randall?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Brian O'Halloran is the guy who plays Dante.
Yeah.
So he's made amends. Apparently there was a rift between him and Randall. He's patched that up. They've all agreed to do Clerks 3.
The band's back together.
I
wonder if Chris Jericho is going to be in Clerks 3 because he's in this Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
It could be. So they also, earlier in the day, the Jay and Silent Bob were the models for the new tag titles, which look great. They look fantastic.
Look like the fun Disputed Championship.
And here's the thing. Kevin Smith is like super relevant with the people you want him to be relevant with.
Yes.
This is great celebrity exposure for AEW. It's terrific. It's like WWE, they'll bring in whomever, and it's like, does it really do anything for them?
Yeah,
I mean, they're WWE. Do they really need it? But like Kevin Smith is a pretty big get for AEW in terms of endorsing them as kind of cool.
Especially because I think a lot of the shows coming up are on college campuses or arenas associated with various colleges.
Yeah.
And that's right in the Kevin Smith wheelhouse,
Yeah. So anyways,
so they're getting interviewed by Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, who looks
ringside.
like $1 million bucks in an AEW blazer.
Yeah, man. So they're talking about movie. Jericho's in it. Kevin Smith's like, yeah, Jericho hooked us up with seats. And out walk Jack Evans and Helico. And they're giving them the business.
Yeah.
Jack Evans is just yelling at him.
And he says, you know what, Jay, we think Morris Day and the Time sucks. And then Jason Mewes says, yeah, well, you can't even win a match.
Yeah. And those were fighting words for Jack Evans and Helico. They start getting ready.
It was a scene out of a Kevin Smith movie.
And then Private Party come down.
Yeah.
And like, I think they were trying to break things up, but it seemed like more like, oh, sorry, Kevin and Jason, you have our seats.
Yeah.
So that's what it seemed like, kind of.
Yeah. It looked like they were trying to get past him or something.
Yeah.
It was awkward and weird, and it was great because it was wrestling.
Yeah.
And it felt very WCW.
It did.
And I'm fine with that. I'd prefer stuff like that over, I don't know. I'm okay with cheesy, corny stuff like that because
I'm okay with it so long as the celebrities involved actually seem legitimately excited to be there, and it seemed like at least Kevin Smith was genuinely excited to be there.
He seemed like he was having fun.
Yeah.
And there was all sorts of shots of him. I don't know if he was there the entire time, but there were all sorts of shots of him during the show, like marking out and having a good time.
Yeah,
and that's what you
picture
want.
on Instagram. I think Conrad was sitting ringside. I think I saw him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think I saw him.
That's funny.
I think it was him. Next, we had SCU standing out in front of the White House. Man, Scorpio Sky.
That was a really good bra.
Yeah, man, it was fantastic.
It was good. He said, then what did Cheesy Kazarian said? He said, it's no secret what service we're in.
Yeah.
Because him and Cheesy, Christopher Daniels.
Did you notice Christopher Daniels was mouthing Scorpio Sky's promo when they're back in the arena?
I didn't.
I didn't notice. My wife was watching with me. She's like, why is he mouthing the words?
That's funny.
I thought they were really writing promos at AEW.
That's hilarious. Scorpio Sky is a freaking star, though.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
At some point, he has to
Well, hopefully this is the start of it because they do an interview in the arena, and Scorpio Sky, he's the one that does most of the talking. He says, people have been asking which two of the three of us are going to be in the tag tournament.
Yeah.
He said, I've decided to sit this one out and let Daniels and Kazarian get the gold. Hopefully that's an opportunity for him to.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Go after some singles pursuits.
Did they say? I forgot. They're doing Cody alluded to like a TV title, didn't he?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyways, Lucha Brothers come out. And they go back and forth with SCU. Pentagon, of course, says Cero Miedo, and then SCU says SCU, and then a brawl breaks out.
Yeah.
These two teams are on opposite sides of the bracket on the tag tournament, so we can get a match beforehand.
I don't know, maybe.
Because best friends versus...
It starts next week. That seems unlikely.
I know.
That seems unlikely.
I mean, I'd be surprised if they were foreshadowing the finals.
Telegraphing the finals? Yeah, I don't know.
Because I wouldn't be surprised next week if XLAX cost the Young Bucks their match against Private Party.
I would think that might be the case, yeah.
And then it's Lucha Bros against Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
Lucha Brothers probably going to win that.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be Lucha Brothers versus Private Party. That'd be a fun match.
Yeah, that could be good.
Of course, Dark Order advances to semis. And
Dark Order, I think, is going to go to the... God, I hope they're not the first freaking tag champions, but they might be. I wonder if they really like Dark Order, but if they're going to pull audibles like, man, they're not over.
I know.
Like we were
they're
going to
not
put
getting the
tag...
reaction they want.
Yeah.
I know that gimmick is not going over. It's kind of falling flat.
Yeah.
Next, Hangman Page taking on Pac. I couldn't get enough of Shivani saying bastard last night.
Him and JR were having such a fun. They were so giddy with the TV-14 aspect of things. Because even at the end, JR said BS.
Yeah.
But the actual word. Do we have an ad read today?
No.
Oh, okay, bullshit. That's still light profanity. I can say it.
Yeah. As long as it's not in the very beginning of the video.
You're having a good time saying bastard there, aren't you, Tony? You can say bastard again, Tony.
Yeah.
Say bastard again.
All right. Well, send his Twitter handle, so I can say it.
Holy crap, we have almost like 1,000 viewers. That's unheard of for a Thursday show.
I know. Welcome all.
Yay for wrestling.
Yay for wrestling. See, this is the best. People are excited about wrestling again.
Man,
and regardless of what brand you like, or if you like both of them, it's just good to be excited about it.
I'm sorry, man, but yesterday was a blast.
Yeah.
Especially because I was able to watch it on the East Coast feed.
Yeah, I'm going to try that next week.
Yeah, you should. Instead of like force it, because I watched on the East Coast, AEW, and then I took an hour break, and then I watched NXT, the 8 o'clock feed. Mm-hmm. So, and I have to try not to spoil NXT stuff for myself, because if I saw Finn come out to confront Adam Cole Bebe like live as it happens, I'd have marked out big time. And that's what I want. I want the mark out experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I couldn't watch it, and I want to know what happened, so I was checking my phone when I could to get the results because I was just curious. So Page versus Pac, decent match. A lot of action outside, throwing each other into the barricade and stuff.
Yeah. Wasn't quite the barn burner that I was figuring we'd get it.
No, I wonder if
All In or whenever it was.
It's supposed to be a double or nothing.
Yeah, because that was the first
I
eight.
wonder if they're gonna save that match, like
without because it was a kind of a wonk. It was a cheat finish, anyways.
A little bit, yeah. There's a low blow involved, so maybe they want to save this for pay-per-view and really have the barn burner then.
They got to have Page like beat a couple of jobbers though, and get his record back up. But yeah, no, it was a decent enough match. But yeah, it wasn't like as barn burnery as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. There's a lot of tossing themselves or each other, into the barricade, and brawling ringside and stuff. Yeah, in the end, let me find the thing here. So Pac goes to the outside. Page hits top rope moonsault ringside on Pac. He tosses Pac back in the ring. Page goes for buckshot. Pac avoids it, and then Page pushes Pac towards the rope, but Hebner's there against the rope. So Hebner gets trapped. Page is behind Pac. Pac does the backwards mule kick, low blow.
Yeah.
Follows it up with a black arrow to Page's back. It transitions directly into a brutalizer. He wins.
Hebner was super quick on the counts, because that 2 count here on the power bomb.
Yeah.
With the 2 count. Man, Hebner was going quick on those.
Yeah, man.
Bang, bang.
Yeah.
He's old.
Yeah. So if this is a match to set up like their blow off or the barn burner match,
bigger feud.
Yeah.
I think
that's fine.
Probably the case too. I think that's probably the case.
Because you don't want to if you got another match planned in the future, you don't want to give them everything you got.
Right.
You want to set it up.
Yeah.
You want people pining for more.
Oh yeah.
Next, for the women's tournament, the first AEW Women's champion, Nyla Rose taking on Riho. Britt Baker came out for commentary, although she didn't really say much.
Yeah.
Like when she was asked a question, she would answer, but she wasn't chiming in a ton.
Yeah.
Which isn't nothing wrong with it. Sometimes when people come out for guest commentary spots, I kind of feel like they're not they don't know how to ingrain themselves in the story being woven by commentary. So
Yeah.
it wasn't anything wrong. It was just a different approach.
I mean, this is the biggest spotlight for her so far. Like, the more reps she gets in terms of just being around that many people.
Oh,
and that
for sure.
Kind of spotlight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the more comfortable you are, the more you're going to yap.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Did you notice in NXT they were they had some video package or something, and there was a shot of Britt getting her arm stomped on by Shayna Baszler?
That's funny. I'd heard that on Twitter. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
myself.
I know. That's what I was watching last night.
That's rad.
That's probably completely intentional.
Yeah, probably.
There's this great spot early on where Riho had the upper hand, and Nyla's flat on her stomach on the mat. Riho goes for a double stomp, and right as Riho makes impact, Nyla pushes herself up. Mm-hmm. And then Riho gets knocked off. That was pretty cool.
I didn't know this. Tommy Johnson just dropped a super chat. Says PS View was clutch with the multi-view option. Didn't know PS View had a multi-view. PS View for me always felt like it was on the verge of crashing.
Really? You can watch both of them at the same time?
He says was able to compare the matches in the order they put them in. There was some symmetry there. It cracked me up. Like MJF and I think Velveteen Dream
had the promo at the same
time. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Finn came out right as AEW took their first commercial break.
Yeah.
Where was I? Nyla employed the STF a couple times. First time Riho got to the ropes, and then Riho sends Nyla out of the ring with 2 running knees. And they made a point of saying that Riho had been training with Kenny Omega in preparation for this match.
Which factored in later on.
Yes. She goes up top, goes for a crossbody off the top to ringside. Nyla catches her, which that was an impressive catch because it looked like Riho was a little short on her jump. Mm-hmm. So Nyla caught her like this.
Yeah.
And hits the backbreaker, and then Nyla gets a chair. Acts like she's going to hit Riho with it, which would have got her disqualified.
Yeah.
Ref takes it. Nyla sends Riho into the barricade, and then she goes to the side of the ring that's facing the ramp, gets a bunch of chairs out, piles them up, puts Riho on top. She gets on the apron. She does like a senton off the apron, or flipping somersault senton off the apron. Riho moves, so Nyla just eats a pile of chairs.
Yeah.
And then Riho hits a double stomp off the apron. They go back in the ring. Riho hits a double stomp to Nyla's back. Only gets a 2 count, though. Riho goes for a crucifix pin. Nyla catches it, hits a Samoan drop, gets a 2. Then Nyla hits like the Kenta / Hideo Itami knee off the top, draping Riho over the top rope. Gets a 2 on that. Nyla goes for a power bomb. Riho escapes. Goes for a roll-up, only gets a 2. Nyla hits a DVD, gets a 2. Nyla goes for up top. Riho hits a bunch of strikes. Hits a really awesome Super Northern Lights suplex. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
And then Riho hits double knees to Nyla's back and then to her face. Mm-hmm. Pins her, gets the win.
Boom. And that little tiny title they got, the little championship belt they got. What do you think of that?
I didn't know it was that small.
I didn't know that going into it, and then I saw pictures of the hands holding it.
Yeah, and then when I saw that, it's like, oh, that's pretty small.
That is small.
It is small.
That is super tiny.
So Michael Nakazawa gets in the ring to interview Riho, but before he can ask her a question, Nyla lays them both out.
Yeah.
And kind of has to double clutch, but she power bombs Nakazawa.
Yeah.
She starts to go after Riho, goes on the apron, picks her up. Kenny runs out, starts shouting, "What are you doing?
Yeah. Stop it.
What are you doing?
Why are you doing this?
What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then Nyla goes backstage. Mm-hmm. So interesting.
Yeah, good stuff. I like that they're making Nyla into this super heel now, big monster heel. I think that's great. Tony Khan confirmed last night that Awesome Kong is signed with the company. Yep. She's an employee. She is signed with the company.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a pretty big matchup that they could play with there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's really good stuff.
Yeah,
I thought it was there were awkward bits here and there. But I thought that it was a pretty decent match. I thought it was a really good story they told. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then finally we had our main event, which was the Elite. The Elite.
Yeah, that was the song they came out to, was the Elite theme.
I like that.
Yeah.
They look terrific. They all had matching gear.
Yeah.
Volt. I love Volt, man.
Yeah,
I can't get enough Volt.
Volt's solid color. It pops. You like colors that pop.
I like colors that pop, man.
That's almost Volt on your Janela shirt there.
I know. Isn't this terrific?
That's a good shirt.
This is Ricardo that did this,
That's
man.
a really cool shirt.
I freaking love this
design.
That's a good shirt. It's great.
So they're taking on Jericho and XLAX,
yeah.
Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah.
Early on, or Kenny's starting the match.
I want to toss this out real quick,
What?
man. Because sometimes, like, the wrestlers are like, I feel like we tried our darndest to promote Juan Ortiz.
Yeah.
Doing our shirt.
Oh yeah,
he
did an awesome job. Yeah.
This shirt right now that I'm wearing on the Instagram, R. Lopez Ortiz, Ricardo Lopez Ortiz. He did like a Black Panther versus Deadpool comic for Marvel.
Oh wow.
He's done a bunch of like legit comic stuff. He's just like, seriously, if I could be this level of artist, I'd be so like even like a tenth of this. His stuff is so terrific. There's tons of great like wrestling artwork on his Instagram, and he's a good Twitter follow. He's just a terrific artist. Lots of great influences there. So yeah, check him out. Follow his stuff. It's good.
So the match starts. Kenny in the Elite's corner. He starts the match. Santana's going to start for Jericho's team, and then Jericho at first was like, "All right, tag me in." Mm-hmm. So Santana does so. Jericho acts like he's going to do something, and go and just tag Santana back in. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of gamesmanship there early from Chris Jericho. There's some decent action, but pretty quickly, Kenny's going for his Terminator tope. Moxley comes down to the ring from behind, and Kenny does oh damn,
yeah,
he's behind me, isn't he?
You know what? Sometimes they do that really bad, like in the past. Like, I'm not going to keep on dumping on WWE, but sometimes they don't really execute that all that effectively. Like, it's like, come on, why do you? Kenny did it really well because he gets up, he's all hyped, and then he understands the crowd is like telling him, "Hey, there's a dude behind you, and it's Moxley."
Yeah, and
so he was like, "What?" And he milked it for the drama. It was really nice. It was good seeing that.
So Mox attacks him. They start brawling. He sends Kenny over the barricade in the crowd. They're brawling towards the backstage area. At one point, Kenny gets the upper hand, and there's a janitor's stuff right there. And it was a mop. It wasn't a broom. It was a mop.
It was a cleaning device on a long pole, man.
It was a mop, not
He's
not
the
a broom.
cleaner. He's the cleaner.
So he grabs the mop,
It was close
mops
enough.
the floor,
It's just
and then
the
attacks
same
Mox
thing
with
as a
it.
broom, just with dangly
it's not.
cloth bits
No, it's
instead of
not.
long straw, man. It's the
not.
same thing.
Brooms are used to sweep stuff. Mops are used to mop stuff. They're different things.
It's all
entirely.
cleaning, baby.
It's all cleaning, but different stuff they're cleaning, man.
Tell me that wasn't a freaking direct metaphor.
Well, broom would have been. This is an indirect metaphor. Or allusion to the cleaner. I understand.
All right.
So that happens. Then Mox gets the upper hand. They start brawling back by the VIP area. And then Mox hits a Death Rider / Paradigm Shift, 2 different names and 2 different companies, through this glass coffee table. That was nasty.
Okay, so wait a second.
What?
Paradigm shift.
That's what on Twitter, that's what they called it.
Why does it have to be called something different? Does New Japan own Death Rider?
I mean, that's just his gimmick in New Japan. Because on his first promo he did after he showed up at Double or Nothing,
He said this
is a paradigm shift. So I guess that's what we're calling his dirty deeds.
All right, there you go. Interesting.
I'm just going by what they said on Twitter. I don't think they said Paradigm Shift last night, but I know they didn't say Death Rider. So
A lot of people are asking why this wasn't a DQ. They had mentioned on commentary a couple times that this was a no DQ match.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I just saw that on Twitter.
I didn't know if there was something inherent to the 3-on-3 6-man that made it a no DQ.
No, based on WWE rules, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I heard in commentary them saying it was no DQ.
It could be. So Kenny's out of the equation. We don't see Kenny again. And then we're back in the ring. Young Bucks have the upper hand, and they're going for a Meltzer driver. Nick is going the springboard off the top rope. Jericho comes in, intercepts him with a code breaker. Now Jericho and XLAX have the upper hand. Jericho hits Matt Jackson with Judas Effect for the win, and then all 3 of them start beating down the Young Bucks, who comes down in a nice looking suit. Mm-hmm. Sans jacket. Mm-hmm. Cody, yeah. He comes out there to make the save.
Some great red bottoms on his shoes.
Yeah, man.
They look great.
So they're all brawling out there. Sammy Guevara comes out. He kicks Cody square in the front area.
Yeah.
And then Dustin Rhodes comes out.
Yes.
To make
Full
the save.
on his makeup and everything.
Great.
Yeah.
To make the save. He kicks Sammy in the front area.
Yeah.
And that's when we see Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger.
Hager.
Is that what I said?
Jake Hager.
Is Hager?
I think it's Hager, isn't it?
Okay. Jake Hager. Hager. Got used to saying it.
Jack Swagger, man. Jack Swagger.
So he comes to the ring. He drops Dustin. He brawls a little bit. Hits a Vader bomb on Cody. They bring in the table that the ring bell was on. And Jack Swagger gut-wrench power bombs Dustin onto it. Doesn't break, though.
Doesn't break.
That probably hurt. That probably hurt.
Yeah.
And then finally Jericho finishes up the beatdown with a Judas effect on Cody.
Yeah.
Heel stand tall to end the show.
For sure.
Tony Khan more or less said at the media scrum following the show, we got a heel stable on our hands.
Yes. Yeah. And they had signed Hager.
Prior to All Out.
And, I mean, I do appreciate, though, they're trying to immediately just associate him with Bellator and not, obviously, his prior stint in WWE.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a Jack Swagger fan. He's a tall dude.
Okay.
He's got the college pedigree.
Yeah.
He's in Bellator. Sure, he might be fighting some lumps, but he's undefeated. He seems legit.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
Yeah.
Like if you just hear his record in Bellator and don't pay attention to the people he's fought.
Yeah.
I've seen like the weigh-in shot of him and against the guy he fought where he's like 6 inches taller.
There's two of them. There's two of those matches were hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, hey, Steve, take your shirt off and maybe eat a couple more cheeseburgers, and that's what you're looking at with these guys. It's hilarious. And he looks like dejected to even have to fight these guys.
Yeah,
they were easy wins for him. I mean, I wasn't the biggest Swagger fan either. That being said, sorry.
Oh, dear.
That was nasty. That was
Shot
gross.
a booger out of your nose. That's gross.
That was nasty. Sorry about that.
Ew.
Sorry. What do you want me to do?
Get a tissue.
Talk about Jack Swagger.
All right. So, granted, neither of us, I think, are huge fans of, or we're huge fans of Jack Swagger.
Talk about the debuting him and then bringing him back down.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. But if they're going to bring him on and not necessarily have him be a featured competitor, i.e. a consistent main event presence, essentially his role last night as debut and main event scene be Jericho's muscle primary henchman, kind of the perfect role for him. So he debuts in this, gets into a program probably with Dustin over the next few months, maybe have a match at Full Gear against Dustin, and then just be Jericho's heavy, essentially.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, this is how they did debuts back in the Attitude Era. And I thought they executed them really, really well back then. And for some reason, they don't do this anymore. They debut somebody in a main event position, in a main event storyline area.
Yeah.
And then you bring him back down to where he belongs. In the case of Jack Swagger, it's probably going to be, mid-card to upper mid-card heavy heel guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be challenging for the title.
No.
I think maybe if they are successful enough in the Reclamation Project, maybe it's possible down the line. I just don't see it right now. I think there's enough big names there for them not to be doing that.
Yeah, no. You got this huge crowd, and Steve's like,
I know, right?
drooling boogers out his nose.
I'm sorry, I'm a mess. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah. I was sad that Mox didn't make Kenny eat the Bursa sack.
Yeah.
Or he didn't eat it himself.
Yeah, I know.
Did we talk about that on Overrun yesterday?
I think so.
Our predictions episode.
We can't have everything,
Yeah.
But the crowd response to Swagger coming out was solid.
Yeah, they were responding to everything.
Yeah, no.
They were responding to everything.
So in that sense, it worked. Let's take some questions, Steve. First from Epico. He says, "Good news. I went to jail last Sunday." We haven't got the story about that yet.
He said, all I saw after that was he was going to sue the town. He's going to sue some town.
Wow.
Man, that's, interesting.
Interesting indeed. Tina Keys, longtime listener, first-time super chatter. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Max Monroe, working 2 jobs in school, been missing the live streams. Good to be back, friendos. Well, welcome back, Max.
Welcome back.
Rich Hardesty, the camera work felt like classic WCW framing. There wasn't all the crash zooms and quick cuts that we see on WB main roster television.
Cody Miles here in the Discord, which you can get access to for $1 on Patreon. What was your favorite match from AEW last night?
It's probably Cody and Sammy.
Me too. I think that was it. Yeah.
I like the little bit of interaction we got between XLAX and the Young Bucks. So I think that match at Full Gear is going to be insane.
XLAX is great, man.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're really good.
Nick C. Simon gave a dinosaur down for no Luchasaurus. Simon Miller, I'm guessing.
Let's see here. Cody Miles again. If AEW creates an intro stinger akin to Then Now Forever, what would it say? The Elite. The Elite.
They have to change it to All Elite.
There you go.
Elite.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so Snake Sosa says the fight coverage on the Fight app kept live feed to the arena during ads without commentary.
I heard that too.
Which I preferred. That I would love. That sounds great.
Is Fight only available for outside of North America, though?
I think it is. I think that fee, I didn't check, but that was a question I had back when they announced it.
Because I know for pay-per-views in North America, you have to order through Bleacher Report Live, but elsewhere it's Fight. Jurgen Johnson here on the Patreon asked what will happen first, 4 horsewomen to AEW or one of the core 4, Omega, Cody, or the Young Bucks going to WWE. So long as AEW is in business, I don't foresee any of the Elite going to WWE. The only way that would happen, I would feel like, is if
that'd be bizarre.
Is if AEW went out of business.
That'd be bizarre if they did, yeah.
And then the same token, though, I don't see either of the 4 horsewomen going to AEW. Because I just feel like WWE just throws so much money at them and make it a near impossibility.
WWE has so much talent in the women's division that eventually, if a couple of them catch fire and AEW goes like super all in, I mean, that's a possibility. That's a bigger possibility than any of the Elite going for sure. For sure.
Patrick Kennedy says, fantasy draft. Steve, you're drafting for Raw, and Larson, you're drafting for SmackDown. Here are your guys' first 5 picks. We're going to do a mock draft.
We're doing that, man.
Next
we got
week.
A podium.
Yeah, we got a
freaking podium.
We're going to do that probably up next Wednesday. I think that's what we thought. So we got to shoot that on
either Wednesday or Saturday. Oh, no, Saturday's going to be something else.
Saturday's going to be too late because the draft already started by then.
Yeah, good point.
It's got to be Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
So maybe we'll have to shoot that Friday before SmackDown.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Maybe. I got to prep then.
Monday and two. I mean, I know it's a heavy edit, but like we could shoot it on Monday.
Okay. Talk about it.
Talk about it later.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it is a
crazy time. Crazy time we're living in.
It
right
is.
now.
I know.
You know what? You know that'd be fun too, is if like we can use. I want this belt to change hands, man. I want this to be up in the air.
All right.
But I was thinking we can use maybe like the point system that Cody Miles has set up.
All right.
For the Discord draft. We can use that and keep track of whose roster does better.
Oh, for our draft?
We draft and it has consequences.
That sounds fair.
Maybe,
yeah. Thomas Dunnigan, who do you think will be the top babyface in AEW by the time 2019 ends? That's only in 2 months' time, because I'm convinced they're still wanting to mold Hangman Page as a top guy of the company. I think that's true, but I think
that's a project.
That's further than 2019, maybe 2021.
Well, right now they've got this Jericho stable versus the
Elite.
The Elite. So, I mean, Cody's got to be like the head.
I think right now he's kind of the top face. I mean, unless Kenny goes full heel, he's going to be the top face in the company.
Yeah, but he's going to be... Okay, so here's the thing. I think Kenny is going to be... Him and Moxley are going to have a thing on the side where the main story of the Elite versus Jericho stable is going to be kind of front and center.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be Cody leading the.
Oh, I think so too. I think Kenny might be involved, but he's got this Mox problem he's got to deal with all the time too. Totally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think just from the viewpoint, I'm separating it somewhat from the stories being told in terms of the macro view of it.
Sure.
Like Kenny's the top name in the promotion, probably.
I think so.
In terms of face.
Yeah.
Because like Jericho's the top name, obviously. But
yeah.
Because Mox is kind of existing, and he's neither heel nor face. He's just Mox. He's a tweener.
Until he eats the Bursa sack. Cody Miles.
Would that make him heel or face then?
To me, a face. To everybody else, by God, a heel. Are you kidding me?
Well, no. If he's ingesting the source of his ailment,
so nasty.
It is nasty.
It's heel.
I don't know if that's heel.
Guys who do gross stuff are heels. Cody Miles, New Japan
wasn't when Vince was trying to get Droz to do the puking thing. That was a face thing, though. That wasn't heel.
These are all good questions. Cody Miles, New Japan has a trademark for Death Rider. Interesting.
Oh, okay. And that's that then.
That's that, Mattress Man. Let's see here. Greg Morris, can we agree that Dustin has some of the best power slams in wrestling?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
James Fletcher, build an AEW faction to fight Jericho's. Oh, it's the Elite. So you're there.
Butts. So why did Sammy come out to attack Cody when earlier after their match he didn't join with Jericho? Well, that's
subterfuge.
Yeah, Jericho already had that going on. He didn't want heat in the locker room at that point.
Because at that point, maybe Cody thinks, "Oh, Sammy's out here. Maybe he'll help us."
Yeah. Wrong.
Ollie B, the AEW is running the risk of being a WWE rejects playground now that they have Swagger in Shirley. And why wasn't the sixth man thrown out? There was outside interference when Mox attacked Kenny. That's a DQ in every promotion. Not in All Elite Wrestling.
Apparently not.
That probably wouldn't in like PWG either. That probably wouldn't be a DQ. And they didn't really do interference like that. But
Wolfpack for Life said, did you see the pictures of people in the skybox at AEW watching NXT?
Mm-mm.
It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan,
yeah, man. Why choose one when you can watch it all? Oh, here we go. Perry Swift. What would you change about the aesthetic of AEW? The show was great, but something about the presentation didn't feel right.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful. The only thing I thought could go is the crane shot. Mm-hmm. The crane shot of the ring. I didn't like it when they brought it to SmackDown. I don't like it in AEW.
They had it on NXT last night too.
Yeah, they did. I didn't like it.
Like, I think it looks great. It's lit well. It's very colorful. Make it a little more cinematic.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah. Not necessarily just some more depth of field stuff. Mm-hmm. Make it feel like it's got more depth to it. And I understand why you want to have everything sharply and focused throughout the entirety of the arena because you get to see the crowd. I get that.
I'm cool with just them using that in like the video packages that they do are very cinematic. I'm cool with it being more of a sports broadcast, but teach their own. No, I thought personally it looked amazing.
Wolfpack for Life is Jake Hager. Am I saying it right?
I think it's Hager.
Okay. On par, close to the same level as Lex Luger coming to WCW. No.
No. Really?
No, I think
Luger was doing nothing by the time he left. Remember, this is Luger we're talking about.
I know, but before he went to WWF, Luger was kind of a huge deal in WCW. He had the U.S. title for like 600 days.
Okay, that's a decent point. Yeah, people loved Luger. In like 89, Luger was amazing.
Well, he just screamed into the mic.
Oh, man, you go back and watch a lot. There's a lot of people that come back around to Luger. I think we need to maybe do some more research.
You want to do an editorial on the greatness of Lex Luger?
Maybe. It's all about the positivity, man.
Oh, I'm totally positive.
Positive you don't like Lex Luger.
Double J, how long until Superhuman debuts? That's going to be a while.
I'm still holding back on the Superhuman.
Yeah.
Don't know what's in his past.
Chris Ferreira, how long until an AEW pay-per-view and TakeOver go head-to-head? Might be pretty soon as far as NXT is concerned.
Lord Ziffer, what should Jericho's faction be called?
Bubbly Club.
Bubbly Club.
That's pretty funny.
No, man, you know what? They need to call it something cool and have a cool logo. Have Ricardo here do the logo.
Yeah, man.
You'll sell a ton of those shirts. WWE doesn't learn, man. You can make so much money if you just have cool factions.
I know.
People love factions.
I know. Tina Keys, cable for the U.S. and TSN for Canada, viewers for All Elites. That must be the North American options. You can't do it on Fight, I would suspect.
Yeah, I would think
that's
the
a bummer.
Yeah. There's another question here in chat. Somebody asked. People are asking about the 2K20 gameplay trailer. We're going to do a breakdown of that in our bonus episode, which you can check out for $5. And look, man, I'll be honest with you. like you're not. If you're sitting there, you're like, man, I can't afford $5. You're not really missing much. It's fun. It's sort of non-essential viewing. Well, look, I'm just saying I don't want people to feel bad for not being able to afford bonus episodes.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. While Overrun at times may not be essential viewing, it's a chance to engage and chat and stuff like that.
We enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
It's looser, it's fun. We answer questions, goof off a bit more.
If you really want more going in Raw, $5 is not that bad to pay.
No.
And it is, it is out there. I mean, in a nutshell, feels like they added some cool stuff to the previous game. But we're going to do a detailed breakdown.
Yes, shot by shot, frame by frame.
Shot by shot, frame by frame.
I'll get the telestrator out, all that.
Exactly. But it is a good time. No, I love our bonus content. It is a good time. We have Ask Stephen Larson. We're going to start doing some gaming bonus content. Again, it's stuff that, hey, if you're really into it, pony up $5, you get to check it out.
And if you're not, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. You're not missing much.
Exactly.
Anyways. I don't want anybody to feel bad.
No.
But we put plenty of content here for free, gratis.
Exactly.
Right here on the channel.
Exactly.
And we're not going to stop doing gaming content here, free, gratis on the channel.
It's just going to take a different form.
It's going to be a different form, and then we're going to do a little bit more of it in the bonus stuff. So, yeah.
Yep. Mr. Dope says Overrun is worth it, so.
Mr. Dope says, it's Overrun is worth it.
Endorsement for Mr. Dope.
I like it.
It's
Tim
fun.
Spulak here says it's 30 minutes of Steve's picking his nose.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wayne Maker, last super chat one on this one. Mod Battle Royal. Who goes over?
Not you. Just not. You're the first. He's immediately eliminated.
Alex C is the tallest of all our mods, yes?
Correct. He's probably the most difficult to throw out.
Yeah, I'd probably give him the edge.
Yeah. Probably.
Anyways, we got an NXT review we're going to do.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere. If you're watching this live.
Right away.
We're not going anywhere. So, yeah, I'll just say this. We'll roll the Patreon thing. I'll stop recording. Then we'll be back, and then we'll run the intro.
I think I have to go use the men's room real quick.
Oh, okay. So it'll just be me. Okay, cool.
Just for a couple.
Okay, that's totally
30
cool.
seconds.
I'll rap with the people.
That's fine. It's gonna be super quick.
All right, here
I
we
had a cup
go.
of coffee and like half this thing of water.
Thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching the VOD of this, our NXT review is up right now. We're putting these up at the same time. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Till next time. We'll talk to you later. Live audience, don't go anywhere.
Bye.
Bump, 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 bump. How you guys doing? I forgot to put something here. Hold on one second. I have to put a media source here. How many people? I got 943 people are all watching me get my act together. Add a new source. Add source. Don't loop it. Browse. It's not that. It's called Post, I think. Postcard New. There it is. There we go. That's what I wanted. Full cam. There we go. I'll take some more questions directly from chat. Oh, is Cal here? Oh, there's Cal. Hey, Cal. Tim says, Twitter loved it. How'd you guys like that new intro? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys enjoy it? Why is Steve always sick? I'm not always sick. I mean, I've been sick this week, but it's been a while since I've been sick. Cody Miles says, this is technically an overrun preview. Steven Larson's going raw. If you like this crap, just join Patreon. Oh, him back. I might do the same thing. Cal's in the chat.
Oh, cool. Go use the restroom by all means.
All right, I'll go do that now.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, man, yeah, you know what we get to talk about in the NXT show today? The Finn Balor shirt.
Yeah, that's the best thing. About NXT.
Real.
Thoughts on an NXT gauntlet match? Who would you have in it? I think they should make a war game, something like that. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Can you describe a typical winter in California? Well, here in Sacramento, usually starting, I don't know, mid-late December, it starts raining. And raining quite a bit. That's when we get most of our weather. And then for the rest of the year, it's pretty warm. Hey, Cal. Adam Bennett. What are you more excited about, Ciampa or Finn? I have a feeling if it's going to be face Ciampa, then Ciampa's heel work was so damn good. It's going to be hard for me to not just want heel Ciampa. And I'm hoping that maybe that if Finn's in NXT, they'll kind of let him do some other different stuff other than just being smiling babyface. So I'll say Finn just because I don't know how they're going to approach him. Wow, pay-per-view, this 3-hour gauntlet match. for the NXT title. That'd be awesome. So you want obviously Adam Cole, Bebe. Hold on a second. Adam Cole, Ciampa, Finn, Matt Riddle, Velveteen Dream, Keith Lee, Dijakovic. There you go. There's your 7-man gauntlet match. Yeah, this is the brief intermission. B-Cops, how often do you see main roster stars getting filtered back to NXT to combat AEW? I wouldn't be surprised if it happens on occasion, yeah. Should Finn join Undisputed Era? No, he shouldn't play second fiddle to anybody.
He should start his own faction.
Yeah. She started a real faction called the Real Ones.
Hey, Real Ones. And then he brings the OC over. They all disband and join his faction.
Real Ones.
But it's like cooler. It's got a cooler name.
Real Club.
Real Club.
Finn XT.
Yeah, there you go. Finn XT.
All right, we're rolling.
All right, here we go. Oh, I need to switch over scenes here.
Yeah, that's not going to mess with anything, is it?
It'll probably will.
Let's see if this
NXT
messes.
recap. Let's see. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Make sure this is good. Cam link. Video capture device and desktop audio are off. Okay, we're going to give this a go. See if it works.
Sounds good.
Oh, did I make sure to do this? Okay, I had to do that. Okay.
That one works.
All right. All right, here we go, everybody. Time for the NXT review.
Here we go.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, a little notify bell next to it. Make sure you always got your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson, where the riveting episodes of Overrun, our bonus show, can be found. $5 a month gets you 5 bonus episodes every single week. And in fact, we got a couple of new patrons this week, Larson. I'm sorry, over the past 24 hours. Omega Therion, Tiger Mask, Tim Morris, Sean Volman, and Connor D. Thank you very much. They got 2 shout-outs because it's NXT AEW Day. If you guys want our review for AEW,
It's up right now.
it's up right now. And at the beginning of that episode, because we did that first, there's maybe a bit more AEW versus NXT type conversation.
Yeah, I guess we
happening
can
there.
get into it to a certain degree because there's certainly a couple moves, as we saw last night on NXT, that I think were made in direct response to what AEW might have been doing.
Sure.
Namely, a couple of huge returns. We can talk about those right out of the gate now, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, the conclusion of the NXT title match. Finn Balor, who had been on hiatus for a couple months from main roster television.
He got married.
He got some new tattoos. Or he had one in his hand.
He had a big one in his hand right here.
He came out following that match and confronted Adam Cole, Bebe. So I'm sure part of that was to lend some more star power to NXT.
For sure. He got on the mic and said,
as of now, Finn Balor is NXT.
yeah.
So, of course, longest reigning NXT champion, had the belt for almost an entire year.
So we don't know if this is going to be for a certain number of takeovers, one takeover cycle, several, in perpetuity.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Because when we heard he wanted to take some time off following, what match did he have against The Fiend? SummerSlam. We thought he had just gotten engaged, maybe he just wanted to go get married, something like that. But what if it's a situation where Finn's been doing this for a long time?
Sure.
And I'm sure a combination of creatively not really having a significant defined role Because it seemed like every time he's getting somewhat pushed, like he
had
won
a
the Intercontinental
ceiling.
title, and then he's
Yeah.
off TV for weeks, stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know? Combination of that plus the arduous road schedule. Like, me just thinks, I just need a break. I need to rest my body. I need to do something different to re-energize myself as a performer, as a wrestler. And maybe this is a situation where kind of the planets aligned, where NXT was looking to bring some people in. He was looking for a change. All works out.
We have heard from Triple H himself that there are quite a few wrestlers who have asked him about going to NXT. I think this is a great move. I think immediately we saw, what looks to be a dream match situation with him and Adam Cole. Of course, both former Bullet Club guys. Finn was a founder. And so it could be, the way they brought Finn into NXT as kind of just cool guy, and didn't really utilize what we had seen of him, as the Prince Devitt character in New Japan, which is much more edgy,
Layered dimension.
Yeah. Just cooler.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if they could potentially play a little bit more around with his character. Now that he's NXT. See, my thing about Finn was always that I figured they wouldn't go there with him and do the Devitt stuff, because I could see him being, especially with how much merch they apparently sell to kids of the Demon and Finn in general.
Yeah, it's kind of being like filling John Cena type role.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not sure if they're going to go there with him. People seem to love him the way he is.
Yeah.
I personally think they're not even scratching the surface with how much people could love him.
Here's the thing. They don't have to go full Bullet Club founder Prince Devitt doing crazy stuff. Just give him a little bit of an edge and give him some personality rather than just come out there and smile.
Yeah.
And we're getting a little hint of that. The first shirt they put out says "This is real" on it.
It's a beautiful design.
Well, the front's great.
It's a great design. Oh, the back is not.
The back isn't as obnoxious as some.
It's
but
so
it's
small.
But it's unnecessary.
It's so small.
But the front is great. This is real. Of course, that was.
And he's doing this. He's not doing this, which
Yeah.
I wish he's not doing this.
Yeah.
And you brought this up off camera, and I totally agree. And in fact, it kind of makes me mad they didn't do this to Adam Cole.
I know. I said if you said as of now, NXT.
And he puts the gun to his head.
Is
How
Finn Balor.
great would that have been?
I don't think they can go that far. Between the amount of merch he sells, he does a lot of really good advocacy work. Finn does. I don't know if he would want to do a heel turn.
These days, especially in America, doing this is kind of sketchy.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's not. Good
But
taste.
you can give him some edge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He doesn't have to go full heel. Let's give him a little bit of edge, a little bit more personality.
Yeah.
And he's already hugely over. Give him a bit more personality, a little bit of edge. He's going to be massively over.
Oh, he'd be huge. He'd be absolutely huge. Give him a faction. So yeah, there's that. And then of course at the very end, as if Adam Cole didn't have enough going on with Finn Balor coming back, Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh man, jacked.
New shirt.
Yeah, the shirt looked great.
Did you see the little video package they did of him? I don't think they aired it on TV.
No, he put it on Twitter, right?
It was on Twitter.
He's like the best subtweeter because he posted that video and he put at Adam Cole, but he spelled at, so he didn't tag Adam Cole in it.
Yeah.
So it's hardly even subtweeting. It's subtweeting.
To be honest with you, it's just mistweeting. He doesn't. It's as
But
if
he
he
knows
doesn't
how to
know.
tweet,
I'm
though.
sure he does know
So
how
it's
to
weird.
tweet.
Anyways,
Kayfabe, apparently he doesn't know how. It
yeah, I
works.
know it's still funny. It's like the laziest subtweeting there is. Here, I'll just tag him, but not put the at sign.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like you say, he looks like $1 million. I mean, I'm not sure if he can get anything but a face reaction right now.
I know. He
And
does such great heel work. It's gonna until he gets into a good rhythm, being I guess a face, and I get used to it. It's gonna be hard for me not to pine.
Well, the
for
Undisputed
heel
Era is
Ciampa.
they're a group that they're firmly tweeners. People love them, and they're bad guys. Let's be honest, they're bad guys, and people love them. That makes you a tweener.
Yeah.
And so maybe if they can just make everybody look, man, tweeners. That's where everybody wants to be.
Yeah.
that's
where you get to do the most interesting stuff.
It is. It really is. When you can be supremely over and you can still do whatever you want. That's the best place to be. And if he can exist in that territory, then mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, NXT was fantastic. It was basically takeover level. Man, I mean, I I know she's not like in the title scene right now, but tell me there isn't anything better than Io Shirai.
Oh
right
man,
now.
she's the absolute best.
She is. If I'm flipping channels, and I come across Io Shirai, her music, her packaging,
Great.
everything she does,
Great.
her wrestling,
Great.
Holy crap!
I know.
She is such a stand. She wasn't even like a big part of their advertising for last night. I don't even know if that match was even advertised in advance.
Well,
I think they might have said it was coming up, or they had said it was going to happen.
I don't believe it was on our predictions.
It wasn't on our predictions,
So it wasn't advertised.
So
in
it wasn't in
advance
the
then.
preview, huh?
Yeah, it was in the preview. No.
Boy, holy moly, she is terrific. She is something else.
Here's the thing about the predictions thing. Like if I had seen on paper that Io Shirai was going to take on Mia Yim, and
Another thing you missed if you didn't watch the AEW
And
thing, me
Peter-
bashing Larson.
Pete Dunne was going to take on Danny Burch, that changes things a lot in terms
There's
of
no backtracking now.
in terms of the allotment of confidence points. So I don't know. That's kind of
Mine
feels
now.
like that's an asterisk on that.
We did our if you're not plunking down for Overrun, you missed us do our cheesy predictions.
Yes.
That led to me reclaiming my title.
Still our belt.
Have I ever possessed the title?
No, I was the first one to hold it.
You're the inaugural.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll get some more stuff about Balor and Ciampa, I'm sure, as we go along. And
Sure.
Finn Balor did an interview with Newsweek. We can talk about that in more detail as we get to that part of the show. Show kicked off with a video package narrated by Slipknot's Corey Taylor.
I didn't know who was doing that, and then you just told me.
Because it said on there, Slipknot's Corey Taylor.
I did not pay attention to that.
It said on the screen.
I just heard his lovely voice.
He had Slipknot's logo.
I was like, who is that?
It's Slipknot's Corey Taylor.
How
They
long
told
was
you
it
how
on the screen? Moments?
Long enough for me to see it, read it, and understand who it was.
I was not paying attention, man.
Obviously.
But I still won this title.
It's fine. And then we go directly into our. Well, first, sorry, they throw to Morrow. He's up on the in the crow's nest.
Ghoul.
He kind of introduces the show, right into action. Matt Riddle taking on Adam Cole for the NXT title.
Did you like the fist bump that Bro gave Regal? Oh, you didn't see that? See, you don't pay attention sometimes too. When Riddle made his entrance,
yeah.
he was backstage,
Yeah.
and he comes up, and the camera pans, and Regal's just there. He gives him the fist bump. That
That's
was
funny.
great. That was
That's
terrific.
Good match. Really good match. I guess.
Oh man, this was probably match of the night.
Especially the second half. The second half was really good.
Yeah.
Here, let's talk this.
Okay.
Because I don't think we necessarily touched on this for the AEW recap. Which show in total put on the better in-ring product?
Oh, by far NXT.
Yeah, it was NXT.
That's their thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, and we touched on this during the AEW recap. The rating situation will be very interesting because I firmly believe that NXT has, in North America, they probably have, worldwide, they have the second best in-ring product.
With only New Japan.
New Japan
being
is
their
number
competitor.
one.
Yeah.
NXT, I think, more than Maine, and I think largely because of what Maine allows Maine to do.
Yeah. Or doesn't allow them to do.
And AEW, I think, has a terrific roster. And I think that Kenny and the Bucks are probably the best tag team on the planet. They probably have, like, all in all, the best tag team division. Mm-hmm. They have the best tag team, and Kenny Omega is probably a top 5 on the planet wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, the depth of NXT is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Adam Cole, Matt Riddle, the ones you're rattling off here.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, Adam Cole, Io Shirai, Candice LeRae. I mean,
NXT
give me a break.
is out PWGing All Elite is.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
All Elite, sorry.
Yeah. So they have that going. That's the thing that I think Triple H is hanging his hat on is we've got the best in-ring product. And it's funny because somebody brought this question up on Matt Chat, I think last week. Who's going to be the ECW of the current crop of wrestling? Right now, NXT is basically ECW. Like if you're in it for compelling stories and in-ring work without any of the frills of production, that's NXT.
You know what? That might be the ECW's current environment. It might be NWA.
Yeah, maybe that could.
It
maybe
could be.
It could be.
I want to see what their TV product looks like.
Okay, but let me ask you this: their TV product, I can guarantee you, is going to look like, I don't know, any of those studio shows from back in the day.
Oh yeah,
I
know.
Georgia
It's very much a
Championship.
throwback, but I'm just saying in terms of being the insurgent group.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll have a little bit of an edge to them.
I love what they're
not be complete traditionalists.
I love what they're doing, but I think they're exactly going to be that.
It could be.
But if you look at the roster of talent, because ECW, they really hung their hat on. Yeah, they were edgy, but like Paul Heyman wanted the best wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't afraid to bring in people. That's one of the reasons I bring up NWA, especially because Rock and Roll Express was on the show.
Sure,
Heyman wasn't afraid to bring in people that maybe others maybe thought were.
Oh, sure,
past
yeah.
their prime.
In that respect, yeah. The NWAs, they're trying to do what they can do. But, like, in terms of, you want the best, I don't know about the best stories, but, like, the most compelling in-ring stories, for sure, is NXT. And if that's what they're going to ride with, then more power to them. If that ends up, winning for them in the ratings, then great.
It'll really be an interesting litmus test to see if
production matters.
That, but also... Because as we saw with AEW last night, there wasn't a whole lot of talking segments. But despite that, there was a heavy emphasis on telling stories. And NXT last night, taking the long road here, was really focused on in-ring action. I didn't feel like from a storyline perspective, there was much development there. If AEW finds this, in their estimation, a sweet spot between in-ring action and storytelling, and NXT is almost relying solely on in-ring action, interesting litmus test to see if a more or less purely wrestling-based product in NXT can draw a fan base, whether essentially if what Vince has been doing for 30 years has any merit,
Yeah.
And granted, AEW so far after one episode is nowhere near a soap opera as WWE has had a tendency to be. But if you have WWE on the sports entertainment spectrum, and you have NXT over here as purely pro wrestling, and AEW probably a third of the way past NXT, closer to sports entertainment. Interesting to see what hits the sweet spot for the largest possible fan base on that spectrum. Whether it's a purely wrestling product, whether it's the more soap opera product, or somewhere in between.
Things are so much different now than they were 20 years ago in terms of the knowledge base of the fan base. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I know AJ Kirsch tweeted out something about, when you look at AEW, it looks bigger. Is that going to matter? Or given that the fan base these days are people who, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to, I don't know if they care about that. I don't know if they care about, man, I just want like really great in-ring action. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to find out in the ratings. We're going to find out soon.
Yeah.
So anyways, it kicked off with Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole. And boy, I thought it was, match of the night.
Yeah, Matt Riddle is something else, man.
He really is.
And Adam Cole, I know, like he's a 3-time Ring of Honor champion. And when he got signed to NXT, like he's PWG, I think he's the longest reigning PWG champion. He's got the pedigree, but I think when he signed to NXT, he's like, well, we don't really know if he's up to the same level as Kenny or the Young Bucks or some of the other people that have been signed in the past. Man, all he does is go out there and deliver great matches.
I know. The storytelling is impeccable. The moveset is amazing. The timing is great.
He's a hell of a seller.
He is. Yeah, he's terrific. He's a terrific wrestler.
So the first half of the match was kind of feeling out, but not really. I mean, Matt Riddle was kind of throwing Adam Cole all over the place. At one point, Riddle gets Adam Cole in the fireman's carry, thinking for a bro to sleep. Adam Cole reverses it into a backstabber. We see him do something similar in the past, but man, it never gets old.
Yeah, I know.
I think it reverses. Reverse move into a backstabber.
Yeah.
It's great. Shortly after that, Riddle kicks Adam Cole's wrist. He came in the match wearing a cast on his broken radius. Cole, this is a great spot. So Riddle kicks Adam Cole's wrist. Cole responds with super kick. Riddle hits a V-trigger and then a German suplex, I think, right afterwards. Cole gets right up, kind of, hits a last shot, falls on Riddle for the pin, gets a 2 count. That was a great sequence.
Yeah.
Later on, we're in the ringside area. Adam Cole goes for a Panama Sunrise off the apron. Instead, he eats a V-trigger. Back in the ring, Riddle goes for his corkscrew senton. Adam Cole gets his knees up. Then Cole hits Panama Sunrise, gets a 2 count. He goes for another one. Riddle catches him, hits a bro to sleep powerbomb, V-trigger, Broton, gets a 2 count. Then Riddle's up on the top. Cole knocks him down, so he's on the turnbuckle. They brawl on turnbuckle for a second. Riddle chops Adam Cole off, goes for some sort of slingshot move off the apron. Instead, he eats a super kick. And then Cole hits another Panama Sunrise, goes for last shot, misses. Matt Riddle sinks in a bro mission. Cole escapes. Riddle transitions to the Fujiwara armbar. Cole reverses to a roll-up, gets a 2, and then Adam Cole just clocks Matt Riddle with the cast. Follows with the last shot for the win.
Yep. Yeah.
Kind of surprised it was as clean as what it was, because I don't know what this leads for next for Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
But
man, I was thinking about it afterwards. Matt Riddle is so popular with the fans. I kind of like the idea of, and now you're doing this like on a big stage. There's not the looming, Vince might call up any of these guys at any time.
Yeah.
So you can plan out longer term storylines. Matt Riddle can lose a couple of title matches, and that might make his eventual title win that much more impactful.
It's probably going to be a situation where the eventual rubber match, something Adam Cole gets through Ciampa and Finn. If Riddle's going to get a title shot against Adam Cole again, winning off him. Because Riddle won their first bout. Cole won their second rubber match, potentially down the road for the title. I don't know. It's like they can have Adam Cole run through. Well, Ciampa showed back up last night. Doesn't necessarily mean he's cleared for action, first and foremost.
Yeah, but I mean,
because he's been out of action for 7 months, but neck injuries, they can take.
I think everything we've heard has sort of seemed that he's gonna be ready around now.
Oh, it's entirely possible. We just don't know. I think him showing up is not
indicative,
a clear indication that he can hop right back in the ring immediately.
Let's say he can. What's the point you're getting at?
So if Adam Cole is going to assuming that scenario plays out where they come back around to Riddle and Cole for a rubber match for the title, that would have to mean I would think that Cole would have to go through Ciampa and maybe Finn.
Yeah.
Retain the title before coming back around the middle to Riddle. Sorry. Don't know if that's going to happen.
But if Cole gets through Ciampa and Finn,
it's huge for him. Yeah.
And meanwhile, Riddle is busting his ass. Holy crap, that could be huge for him. Winning that title eventually, that could be a massive match.
Yeah,
massive match.
And just because Finn comes out here, we'll get to this point, and confronts Adam Cole doesn't mean that he's necessarily be gunning for that title immediately.
It's also kind of like, what do you think would matter more at this point? Ratings or takeover ratings? Are title changes going to happen more often on TV than on takeovers now?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I thought everything that, granted, this is what Triple H says. Everything that he said is like NXT is going to be operating as it has been. They're just on USA now, and there's an extra half hour of actual programming per week.
Because talk about the ability to pop ratings with like big title changes.
But they would do that from time to time anyways.
There was a big gap between, God, what were the title changes? Like, I forget what it was, but there was like a years long gap between title changes of any sort on TV in NXT.
And the tag titles have changed on TV just recently.
So Undisputed Era, I think, has only won them on TV.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When I say Undisputed Era, I mean the tag titles.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly and them.
But I know, granted, this is the last couple weeks, but last few weeks, we've seen the tag titles and North American title change hands on TV. And granted, it's different circumstances because that's when they moved over to the USA. And
I wonder if that's going to be...
Oh, it's entirely possible. But I'm just saying, and granted, maybe there might have been a dry spell for a stretch, but they have not been adverse to having title changes on TV, and they don't really seem to necessarily be worried about saving them strictly for takeovers.
I do wonder.
Well, Ciampa beat Aleister Black for the NXT title on TV. That wasn't a takeover.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if the new landscape. I mean, because I've said I don't think that changing to USA and going up against All Elite would really change the way they do much. But I wonder how much it might. I don't know. I mean, it could. I mean, he could see it. Triple H could see it as opening opportunities.
Here's the thing.
Because now you're not dealing with spoilers.
Yeah, I'll speculate in terms of long-term storytelling. I don't think going head-to-head with AEW is going to make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
Individual matchups week to week, maybe. Finn coming to NXT. If AEW's not on cable television, Finn's probably not going back to NXT.
You're probably right about that. Yeah.
They'll just say, all right, take as much time. There'll be a circumstance, probably the same situation as Sasha. Maybe it's like, all right, you're burnt out. Take as much time off as you need. And when you feel like you're ready, come back.
Yeah. Finn's going to be a very interesting test to see. Are they going to do this more often? How long is he going to be around?
I think that's really the question.
What's the deal? That's going to be interesting.
Well, he did an interview with Newsweek.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really give. They asked him as far about returning to NXT, and so he said, "quote Right now, that's what it means. I'm going to wrestle whoever I want. That's something I've been chasing for quite some time in my career. I don't believe in any boundaries, be it weight class, country, promotion, and I want to break those boundaries. I'm here at NXT to do that." So, not really indicative of how long he plans to stick around. If anything, it seems like it opens things up for him to just go wherever he wants.
Well, I think
Finn to 205 Live confirmed.
I mean, Triple H. Yeah, right. Triple H. I mean, he obviously whoever like the juggling act with the entire roster. I mean, next week we're getting Kushida versus Walter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, he's got so many toys to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And anything can happen. The depth of talent they have is just insane, and he can bring any of these guys in at any time, and have a jaw dropping moment like we saw last night. So right after Adam Cole retains his title, Finn's music kicks in. He comes in. He says, "I'm NXT now."
Finn Balor is NXT as of now. Yeah,
that's crazy.
After that, we had a Shayna and Candice video package hyping their match later on. Following that, Velveteen Dream dropped a promo. So this is the Dream Experience.
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much just challenges Roderick Strong to North American title match.
He took the scenic route.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Still talking to his models. What do you think of this?
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Yeah. After that, this was interesting. So they had a Drew Gulak, Leo Rush video package. They announced that match was happening next week on NXT, and they called it the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Apparently, it's no longer the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
I wonder if they're going to refer to it that way.
On 205 tomorrow.
205 tomorrow. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Maybe they'll give it a redesign to
I hope so.
Fall kind of aesthetically in line with the other NXT titles.
I don't like purple, man.
I know you don't like purple.
I don't like purple.
Especially the way that strap is constructed. It looks kind of cheap.
Looks like a toy.
Looks like a toy. Looks like a toy. Maybe part of it's because it's purple, but it looks like a toy.
Rebrand, give 205 a visual overhaul, you know? I don't know if it's going to matter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If they give it like a visual overhaul, like just not worry about what the crowd looks like. Just focus the spotlights on the ring and just make it grungier. Make it just more in line with what NXT is. I'd be more apt to watch it on a Friday night. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, 10 o'clock's kind of late.
10 o'clock's kind of... Then I got to get up for the early bird.
No, it is. 10 o'clock. Man, 10 o'clock. I was finishing watching AEW last night because I had to watch everything on the West Coast feed. It's like, wow. I mean, I'm excited to watch NXT because I knew Finn was coming back. I want to see that. But I was like, damn it, I'm tired.
You know what I like about 10 o'clock? Everybody's asleep in my house.
Yeah, no, and that's where I want to be asleep
peaceful
too.
Time.
I want to be asleep too.
I'm okay. Like wait until like midnight.
Not last.
Got to
night.
get up for the early, bud.
No, because I usually am up like before 7 o'clock.
Yeah, me too.
And so going to bed at midnight.
I wish, dude. I wish
is less than 7 hours of sleep, and I'm too tired for the rest.
Yeah,
of the
I can do so. I'm usually up at like 7.
I can do 7, like less than like 6 hours of sleep from time to time, but that's like my normal now.
I wish I could be one of them 4 hours a night guys. I wish I'd get so much more done. Anyways, let's continue. So yeah, they called the title the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Hopefully, we'll get a bit more branding that way on 205.
Yeah,
that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah,
Leo Rush versus Drew Gulak. That's going to be a barn burner.
It's a bummer that the Cruiserweight Championship apparently is not going to be defended on at Hell in a Cell now, though. But then again, who knows?
Oh, I'm okay with that. Those matches are terrible. They give them like what 5 minutes? No,
pre-show. I know.
Just give me I just want with better matches. I'm gonna watch it all.
Well,
anyways.
here's the upside of this potentially is that we'll get cruiserweight title matches at takeovers and get takeover level cruiserweight.
Are you? That's I know. That'd be
let
great.
me finish my thought. I just want these cruiserweight title matches to happen on larger platforms, not in a half-empty arena following SmackDown or on NXT TV. NXT TV is great. No, make that. People think I'm talking trash about NXT TV. I'm not, but give these supremely talented cruiserweights an opportunity to show off their skills on a larger stage. That's all I'm asking for.
If they give them the same platform that they give anybody in NXT, then I'm happy. Either NXT TV or takeovers.
Takeovers, yes. It
totally
needs to be takeovers, totally.
Totally fine.
Next match, Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. I want to talk about this real fast because they said going into NXT is be limited commercial interruption. So pretty much the whole first half hour was commercial free.
Sure.
And this is a selfish point of view based on how I had to watch the show. When I watched the show on my DVR, at least I have the benefit of knowing, even if it's late, that I get to fast forward through commercials, so a 2-hour show is really only an hour and a half.
Yeah, sure.
However, last night with NXT, it was clear very early on that every commercial break was going to be picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
So I couldn't fast forward through it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was going to try to stay up till midnight or whatever to watch everything, knowing I could fast forward through all the commercials. It should be a piece of cake. But once 11:30 rolled around, and I was like, gosh, there's not going to be a full commercial break during the show. Peace.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Oh, wow.
Watch the rest of the morning is what I did.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it was because AEW was on. They didn't want people to turn the channel during commercial, not come back. I get that. But also, we had heard, and granted, I took it with a grain of salt, that some at Full Sail were upset with the lulls in the action during commercial breaks. Maybe our reaction to that, even if it wasn't entirely true. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. They don't do a whole lot during the commercial breaks, though. The picture-in-picture stuff.
Well, it's not like they slowed down the matches, really. There was some of the matches, there was some decent action going on.
Yeah, was there?
Yeah, like the Pete Dunne, Danny Burch match during the commercial breaks. They weren't doing rest holds.
Yeah.
They were just wrestling as if they didn't know a commercial break was happening.
Oh, yeah. That's another good question you bring up, though. Like, I mean, I'm whatever on that stuff. But
I also don't know if that's could continue, if they're going to do that with all commercial breaks going forward.
Well, the larger question is it going to be, I mean, granted, they're not going to have a takeover level NXT episode every single week, but is it going to be, pedal to the metal? Is it going to be
out of the gate?
They're going to be doing 3 months from now, though. Are they still going to be doing everything? All limited commercial.
No. I mean, Are
they going to be punching every single week?
I think pedal to the metal is going to be in terms of how aggressive they're going to be in booking the show to try to make every week of TV as must watch as possible.
Sure.
But as far as limited commercial interruption, I'm sure that was just in terms of how it was handled last night, and that was for last night.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see probably more picture-in-picture, but I'd be surprised if every commercial break was picture-in-picture. I think there was 2 or 3 commercial breaks where they actually cut away to a full-screen commercial before cutting back almost immediately after that commercial. One of them is for a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, is this true? Alex C says, I'm pretty sure me and him hit Protect Your Neck in the break. During the commercial break? Really? Okay, yeah, I'm wrong then. Okay.
Yeah, there was stuff going on during the commercial breaks. They were not doing rest holds or milling about.
I think I'm just conditioned to think that nothing's going on, so I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, I know.
Good job, man.
I know you've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So, next, Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. They gave this match a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Decent match, though. It was a great showcase for Io Shirai's character work, which is off the charts.
Dude, it's amazing.
Entrance is
She's
great.
So
Song's great. New ring gear's great.
You know
Everything's great.
You know what's awesome about her? Like so obviously we know her moonsault is amazing, right? One of the things that's so amazing about it is that she makes it look like it actually hurts. Too many moonsaults, like especially when they land long and they just basically drape their arms over them. Man, hers look like she freaking digs in. It's so awesome.
It is pretty great. Like everything she does is so crisp.
I know.
Everything.
She's terrific.
She's fantastic. They did kind of a thing like they did last week where they come back from commercial and almost perfectly time it to a high impact move because Io hits the superplex, like right after commercial. But then, Io wins with the moonsault. Good match. And then they cut to ringside, and there's the Outsiders, Hall Nash.
Hey, yo.
Kevin Nash is just standing there like he's kind of disinterested.
He threw up a two swing. He was trying to look like a badass.
Yeah, I know.
But it did come off as kind of disinterested.
Whereas Scott Hall was trying to talk to the camera.
Yeah, he was. You know who we are.
And you know why we're here.
We're here to enjoy NXT. And Kevin Nash just silently threw up the two sweet.
Stood there.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see that like Finn go by them.
Yeah.
They probably weren't sitting there.
What Nash had done is a super slow-mo.
At the end of the episode, too, we saw like other luminaries in the crowd. I don't know how long Stephanie McMahon was milling about in the crowd, or Mark Henry, or Alundra Blaze.
Yeah, or Mark Henry. Yeah.
Medusa looks amazing.
She could probably still wrestle.
Probably. She's
not
great.
Driving monster trucks.
She's great.
After that, we see a quick shot of the Street Profits with Bianca Belair arriving at Full Sail. Man, the three of them look like $1 million together.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Man.
Totally. That's a faction right there.
Amazing.
Should be a faction.
After that, Tegan Knox video package. Kind of roughly what we've seen on NXT UK and probably NXT prior. After that, Johnny Gargano took on Shane Thorne. Still kind of wish Shane Thorne had won this. He could have cheated to win. It wouldn't have hurt Johnny at all.
No, I mean, I get where you were going at, but I think they just had him pick up those wins so that Johnny can win this. You know,
because it's like Shane Thorne's back to where he started now.
Yeah, man. Yes.
See, the problem is
he's a mid-card heel at best.
The problem is he came out in ring gear. If he come out no shirt, jeans,
deep V,
yes, the deepest of V's, and preferably no shoes.
Yeah,
he would have picked up that win.
Maybe
easily.
That's his comfort zone right there.
I kind of feel like that's the recipe for success.
It's like
for
when
Shane
I come
Thorne.
to the office in sweats.
You need the V deep enough to know that he's not wearing any underwear whatsoever. That's what you need.
You can't look. It's USA now. You can't be showing shaft, dude. You can't show shaft.
Well, maybe not base.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's genitals. Okay, you can't show genitals on TV.
What about a little bit of manscaped thicket hair?
No, man.
Right.
Pubes are not acceptable. No to all this. Come on, give me a break.
I'm telling you, if Shane Thorne could have done that, he would have won this match.
I don't know that would have helped at all.
I think it would have.
At some point, you're self-conscious that your shaft might be an inch of shaft showing. You can't do that on TV, man. Anyways, Johnny Gargano won.
Yeah, he did. It was a good match. I really like Shane Thorne. I think he's got a ton of skills.
I think he's good. I just think he's in a hole.
Yeah, no, beating Johnny Gargano even through nefarious means could have helped him get out of said hole.
Yeah, that's never going to happen though. Gargano is literally the ace of NXT.
But a huge win for Shane Thorne, anyways. Johnny tries to win it early. He tries to put Gargano escape within 30 seconds of the match. Of course, he knew it wasn't going to happen.
That'd have been great.
Thorne gets the ropes and then drops Johnny with a nasty-looking Saito suplex. That looked like that probably really hurt. Yeah, in the end, Johnny hits the Poison Rana and a super kick for the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's disappointing.
Yeah,
I like Shane Thorne. I think he's really good.
That was the cool thing about that was I think that match was happening at the same time as Nyla Rose Riho.
No, I think the women's matches were going head to head.
What was that happening at the same time?
So that probably was Paige and Pac.
Yes, it was. And so I was like, man, I need one of these matches to turn out in my favor. And I think I saw Johnny win first, and I was like, oh man, that helps me quite a bit.
And Pac won.
And then Pac won. I was like, ooh. I was like, wait, but I'm still ahead.
Yeah.
Because you misaligned your confidence in Candice winning was way too high. Because you had like 8 on that.
Yeah, I was assuming that was the main event of the show.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. And I guess to a certain extent, I get why the tag match did, because they won the moment with Ciampa to close the show. I understand.
That was a hot match too, though.
It was a
really good match.
It was a good match. After that, women's title match, Candice LeRae taking on Shayna Baszler based on the placement. You knew Candice wasn't going to win, which is a bummer. Early on, Candice sent Shayna to the floor, hits a springboard crossbody off the apron, and then back in the ring, Shayna employs her usual methods, working over Candice's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Although Candice didn't get her arm stomped, that I noticed. This is one of the matches that actually had a commercial break.
Yeah.
For a ad. I think it was the Hell in a Cell commercial. They ran full screen.
Yeah, don't do that.
They need to sell some tickets. Well, maybe they should announce some matches. They want to sell some tickets, huh?
I know, right?
There's 3 announced matches for Hell in a Cell.
Don't use the image of Drew McIntyre when he's out.
How are you supposed to do predictions for Hell in a Cell in 3 matches? We can't.
We can't do that.
Anyways, they're back.
God, this is going to suck if we have to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it tomorrow after we do SmackDown. I'm going to have to be up Friday night editing that video.
That's some balls.
But do it for the content, man.
We got to hire an editor.
That's fine. I mean, I'm gonna get home Saturday till 9 o'clock anyway. It's not like I'm gonna go out and to the bar and.
I thought we were gonna celebrate wrestling week at the strip club. You and me.
I don't do the strip club, man. I don't feel like it's a good investment.
Never too early to start, my man.
Yeah, I'm not interested in it.
Come on, dude.
I feel like it's a waste of money.
Oh, we had a good month.
Good. I can go buy some more guitar stuff.
I'm gonna buy an editor.
So back from commercial, Candice goes up the top.
Whoa! Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Stevie Bradley here in chat has a golden slow wolf pack.
Oh, wow.
Look at that for the YouTube
incredible.
channel membership.
That's cool. So Candice is on the top. Shayna knocks her off, sends her down to the floor, and then tosses her in the ring steps. And then she shoves Candice's hand, and kind of like the handle, the hole in the ring steps where it grabbed to carry
handle,
it.
You got it right.
The handle, yeah. Shoves her hand in there, and it stomps it.
Oof, that was rough.
Yeah, that was nasty. They're both on the apron. Shayna swings wildly, and then Candice sneaks it behind her, tries to go for a German suplex off the apron. Shayna holds onto the rope, so Candice hits a flatliner off the apron instead, and then follows up with 3 amazing suicide dives. It was like her face hit the guardrail each time.
Yeah.
I was expecting her to hold her nose or bleed from somewhere afterwards.
She was like defying physics on that one.
It was amazing.
Because she would go out and she would like hover up and
then go straight down.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was what?
It was weird.
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 Because, she'd jump out, and then rather than do like a slow descent, she'd jump out and it's like seemingly fall.
Yeah.
Just
Some sort of hover device.
It was amazing. Back in the ring, Shayna hits a gut wrench suplex off the top rope. She goes for the clutch. Candice escapes, then locks in a clutch of her own. Shayna escapes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Candice hits her old finish, the swinging neck break off second rope, only gets a 2. And then Candice hits kind of like a DDT type move, goes for a moonsault. Shayna gets out of the way, locks in the clutch. Candice tries to escape, almost does. Shayna locks it back in.
Yep.
Candice has to take Drat. Really wanted Candice to win.
Me too. Thought it would really pop that crowd.
Yeah.
But as I said on the episode, on our predictions episode, Shayna's a big deal.
I know.
Apparently keeping that top. Man, but come on.
Who? Like, she's beat everybody.
Are they going to take Asuka back to NXT?
Maybe.
That would be smart. Could you imagine Asuka versus Io Shirai? Hey, can we get Finn Balor versus Io Shirai?
I know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get some intergender stuff going on.
Heck yes, man. That'd be amazing. After that, they showed Stephanie, Medusa, and Mark Henry sitting ringside. And then we get a Walter Kushida video package. That match is happening next week. I don't believe it's for the NXT UK title, though.
No, they didn't say that. That's going to be a great match, though.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be terrific.
It's going to be something else. After that, Peter Dune taking on Danny Burch.
Yeah, man.
This is a fun match. Never let up.
Yeah, I mean, I get that it was basically just to set up Damian Priest coming out to attack Peter Dune.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of felt like it was a bunch of nothing, though. You know?
Oh, I mean,
it's a good match. I like Danny Burch.
It's a paint by numbers Pete Dunne match, but a paint by numbers Pete Dunne match is still
fun.
pretty good.
I know, but there didn't really seem to be.
There wasn't anything on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was just an opportunity for Pete Dunne to get a win, essentially.
It was a get to know you.
But then he's in a program now with Damian Priest. I don't feel like they're going to have Damian Priest take a lot of L's at this juncture.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I'd be surprised. Like, Pete Dunne had that United Kingdom title forever, and he comes over to NXT Prime and is mid-carder.
Well, what if they, yeah, man. There's a lot of talent.
I know.
A lot of stacked division.
Pete Dunne is as good as any of them.
I know.
It's just interesting.
I know.
It's interesting.
What if they do? I mean, they could do like a Keith Lee
Dijakovic.
Dijak.
Dijakovic. Say it with me. Dijakovic.
Dijakovic.
It's not that
Divots.
hard. It's not that hard, man. It's really not that hard. Dijakovic.
I have a slow brain.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But next. I got my title, you dullard. Yeah. Look at that. I can tell the future. You can't.
You can't tell the future. You're guessing just as much as I was. Next, Adam Cole had an interview. Kathy Kelly asked, how do you feel about having to use that cast on your arm to win? He goes, hold up. I didn't use cast.
Last shot.
I used the last shot to win, which is true.
That's very true. It was preceded by a cast shot.
He didn't. Yeah, he said, that's not what I won with. Rest of Undisputed Era comes rushing in. They're all worried about Finn Balor.
They're all sweaty.
And then Cole goes, screw Balor. I don't care about Balor. You guys need to be worried about one thing, is keeping your title.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the prize. Screw Balor.
Screw Balor. And then as he's walking away, he says, you guys are so good.
You guys are the best. You guys are so good. You're totally going to keep those titles.
Oh,
man, it was amazing stuff. And then we had a quick Street Profits Undisputed Era video package, and on to the match. You see the Street Profits standing backstage with friend of the show, Wale. He says, all right, we're going to make your entrance now. Through the curtain they go. Mm-hmm. I was hoping that he would get to drop some verses over their theme. Not exactly how it played out, unfortunately.
I say street. You say profits.
Yes.
Street.
We want the smoke, yes.
Yeah.
Wale's great, though.
No, he's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Bought us beers.
He did.
Yeah, that was surreal.
He has a whole mixtape based around Seinfeld and an album.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's so great.
And we got to see Kyle O'Reilly do a pretty decent running man during this match. So no other reason you should watch it for that.
Yeah. I know he's busted out the pick for his guitar before, right? Because he busted out a pick for his entrance.
A legit pick?
It was a pick.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
He busted out. He went like this. And then, because I was like, who needs Wale hype man when you've got a pick for your belt guitar?
That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Then again, I was watching it on my phone.
I know. I love it. I come in and you're like, oh, he's picturing pictures. And I'm like, what's the problem? Isn't he watching on his desktop or his laptop here?
No, because I like to be able to type to take the notes and watch at the same time.
I'll leave my iPad here. You can watch it on there.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It just forced me for the last two matches to skip through the picture.
Because you can
picture.
access your DVR on your phone, right?
Yeah.
I'll just set it up on the iPad. You can bust it out
It's not a
and
huge
and
deal.
put
It's
it
not
there.
a huge deal. It's fine. Hopefully next week it won't be an issue.
Just say, okay, I'll use your iPad. It's not a big deal.
As I said, I hope next week is not an issue because I'll watch one of them on the East Coast feed. It's a moot point.
Just say thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. I
And then
appreciate it. It's a moot
shut
point,
the
though, so
hell
you
up.
can extinguish your mind of the thought.
Extinguish my mind of the thought.
So the action really picked up course second half of the match. There's this great move from Redragon where they do Kyle O'Reilly's like tossing Ford, I think, around with butterfly suplexes.
Yeah.
And then he hits a double underhook DDT and then kind of like springboards him up into a wheelbarrow German suplex that Fish did. It was really great.
Yeah, it looked great.
It looked amazing. It only gets a 2 count, though.
Redragon's so good.
Yeah, they are. Ford tags in Dawkins. He clears house. Spears Fish, but that's only because KO leapfrogged the spear attempt. Mm-hmm. But then he drops O'Reilly with his great suplex. But eventually O'Reilly gets the upper hand. He's landing strikes in the corner. Ref separates Dawkins from O'Reilly. Fish comes in and does a leg DDT on Dawkins on the ropes, draping his knee across the middle rope. And then Kyle O'Reilly does a Manny Fernandez-esque top rope knee drop. However, it wasn't to Angelo Dawkins' midsection; it was to his leg.
Thankfully,
yes.
And his leg is not able to vomit up.
Yeah,
vomit and pig's blood or
vodka
and pig's blood.
And he follows up with a heel hook. He's got it synced in. Dawkins is trying to get the ropes. Fish comes in and pulls O'Reilly, thus pulling Dawkins more towards the center of the ring.
The ref starts counting him. He starts counting at him. 5 to get out of the ring. And Fish doesn't pay attention. He just runs over to Montez.
Yeah, and puts him in a guillotine.
Yeah, gets him in a guillotine.
And then Ford kind of bounces off the ropes, drives Fish into O'Reilly to break up that hold. Then Dawkins tags in Montez Ford. He hits a frog splash on Bobby Fish, gets a 2. And then Undisputed Era, both members, or Redragon, both members, and Dawkins are all kind of brawling ringside. And Montez hits a tope over the ring post. That dude is something else, man.
That was ridiculous. And he stuck it. He stuck it, man. That was amazing.
And here's the thing. At Full Sail, you don't have as much room ringside as you do at a takeover.
Nope. Yeah.
That's a pretty small window to hit.
That was insane. I mean, they did a great job bracing him.
I know, but
letting him stick. But just being able to leap it.
And land it, not overshoot it.
Yeah.
So following that, Ford's going to the top. Roderick Strong runs out, grabs his leg so he can't hit the frog splash. Dawkins sees it. He spears Roddy off the apron, but this allows Undisputed Era to get the upper hand. They hit total elimination on Ford to get the win. They're celebrating the ring, and then Adam Cole comes out to the stage and is like, yeah, you guys are great. I'm champion too. It's like, well, go celebrate with your friends, man.
No, he likes to linger.
But
he's
then,
like, they're going to be here eventually.
But they're not. They were just standing there going, hey, you're great. No, you're great.
You're over there. You're great.
And I understand they wanted this final shot, but we blocked it better watching it live, didn't we? So here's what happened. So he's standing on the ramp, and behind him you see Ciampa's Titantron kind of start to play because it's pretty tight on Cole. Ciampa comes out, circles around Adam Cole. They have a stare down.
Adam Cole's like he's like
clutching the
very
title
apprehensively. Yeah.
Yeah. And at first, Ciampa's circling him, and then when he circles back around, he's staring at the title, and eventually raises his eyes up, makes eye contact with Cole. Here's how they should have done it.
Okay.
They should have had, because Adam Cole is great with spontaneous reactions, war games, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So have Adam Cole be at the ramp, like, you guys did it, we're all champions. Start walking down the ramp, and Ruddy's halfway down the ramp. That way you get a full shot of the Titantron.
Yeah.
No one will survive.
Yeah.
You see Ciampa pop up.
And
this is my moment.
He's surrounded by it.
Yeah.
In the frame.
And then he stops, turns around. There's Ciampa. And then if you want, have him walk down to him. Maybe they didn't want any physicality. That way they didn't want to bring Ciampa down to the element where he's going to be outnumbered. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in terms of the drama of it, I feel like that could have been better.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
In terms of the photography.
Because who just mills about at the top of the stage?
I know. When your friends are in the ring, go join your friends.
Yeah.
This didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't suspend my disbelief that much. Adam Cole wouldn't be running down the ring to party with Undisputed Era.
Right, because who wouldn't? Who wouldn't
Or
party?
vice versa. They would run up to the top of the ramp and go get in their car, drive out of Full Sail with their theme song playing on the radio.
While their theme song is playing, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
On the radio, though.
Yes,
it's not like a CD. It's on the actual FM radio.
It's either FM radio or they have a cassette tape of of just their theme that plays
Did you rewind?
in loop on both sides. No, it's in loop on the whole side.
Got it.
It's 60 or 90 minutes of Undisputed Era theme.
It's 90 minutes of poor quality.
Yes. Because they dubbed off another tape. Let's take some questions, Steve. First from Lord Ziffer. Do you think Finn prefers to be back in NXT? I mean, hopefully...
Do the checks still clear?
Exactly. At the end of the day, he's getting the same amount of money for traveling a whole heck of a lot less.
I don't know. I mean, Finn strikes me as the kind of guy who cares about what he's doing creatively. And I think people seem to know that NXT is the place to be creatively. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Probably.
It'd be interesting to see if Finn... Because, he's had takeover matches, but takeover matches now are a different animal than what they were when he was in NXT.
Sure, yeah.
The bar has been raised a lot.
Yeah.
Since he was in NXT in terms of what to expect from your typical, especially main event level. Oh, is the Ciampa shirt on sale?
Yeah, it is.
That's a good shirt.
That is a good shirt.
Especially your main event level takeover match.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see him in that element perform against some of these top-tier talents. A couple new members. Dan, thank you, Dan, and name redacted, message retracted. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dom L, way to ruin the brand new Raw intro video, Balor. Oh, was he in it?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah.
That's all going to change after the draft anyways. Lord Ziffer, what does Balor win first, NXT title or North American title? If he wins the North American title, he'll be a Triple Crown champ.
That'd be interesting. But
oh, wait, no, he wouldn't.
He didn't.
I don't think he and Joe ever won the tag titles. They won the Dusty Classic.
No, they just won the Dusty Classic. But says, I don't want to start anything, but you guys have to disclose AEW sponsors the show. When they sponsor an episode, we do. Yes, which will be tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you for keeping an eye on our FTC regulations. Responsibilities.
Yes. Dakota Hugel, they changed the name of the Cruiserweight title to the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Nguyen says, I'm a 4-hour sleep a night guy, but I'm also a alcoholic.
Ooh.
Compromises.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't get as much done if I'm an alcoholic, but I got 4 hours of sleep a night because I'd be drinking a lot of that time. The Johnny Rex here in Discord asks, what are the kayfabe reasons Adam Cole was allowed in the ring with a wrist fracture and why Riddle didn't immediately and constantly target? Maybe
he tried to go for the Fujiwara armbar and he did something else to cut for the match, I thought.
And then maybe because they did a hold harmless agreement backstage in Regal's office, they just didn't choose to publicize it.
Could be. Jay Sean Lawrence, will the Street Profits stay in NXT? I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine.
He also asked,
they don't even know.
He also asked, do you think Finn is bringing the Demon back to NXT?
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
I hope not. Let's see here. Alex C. What cruiserweight and woman should Undisputed Era add to complete the full prophecy? Well, they can make it easy and just ask Drew and Shayna.
In terms of what makes sense, Candice would make sense. She was in PWG.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Cruiserweights. I mean, Tozawa's in PWG. I think Kendrick had some matches. Is there the cruiserweight former Ring of Honor?
Drew did some PWG stuff. I mean, he had a couple matches there.
Yeah,
I think
just about almost anybody on 205 probably had at least a match.
Oni Lorcan, didn't he have some matches as Biff?
That I don't recall.
Who was part of the thumb in the butt thing? They can ask Jushin Liger, Aleister Black.
Ciampa was in that match.
Ciampa.
But he's not really a cruiserweight.
Pete Dunne.
Oh, Mike Kanellis.
Oh, yeah.
It's Mike Kanellis.
Oh, man.
Former Kingdom member along with Adam Cole. It's Mike Kanellis.
For sure. That'd be rad. Yeah, because he has an extensive Ring of Honor history, too.
Yep.
In Ring of Honor, was he just a tag champion? Was he anything else in Ring of Honor?
I don't think Kanellis ever won the World Championship, no.
Was he a TV champion? Anyway?
Maybe. Sam Montgomery, is Finn returning to NXT a better surprise than if he would come back with the OC on Raw? It was more surprising, yeah.
Ooh, but which would you rather see?
Well, Finn's got a cool new shirt, so I'd rather see that. It says real on it.
Yeah, I'd rather see him with the OCs.
I'd rather see Finn do something he's excited about. If that means being in NXT, then...
Damn, what he wants.
It's all about what
Question is,
Finn
what do I want? Henry, very horny boy says, Scott Hall said, Wednesday Night Wars. Apparently that's what he said.
Christopher Rampersad, what are your thoughts on Finn Balor and Ciampa's new shirts? I think they're both great.
I think they're both amazing. Arma says, how long until a finger poke of doom on either side? Never.
Never.
You think nobody's going to do that? Get out of here with
Mr. Anderson, the return of Balor and Ciampa definitely punctuated the show, but setting up a three-way feud for the NXT title in one night feels messy. Do you think they should be keeping more space between their three headliners or let them all go at it right out of the gates? I think Ciampa's the only one that made his intentions known. He wants title back.
He was staring at Goldie.
I think Finn just came out against Top Dog and Adam Cole just let him know, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
Real.
He never necessarily said, I want title. He just says, I'm here.
I don't see this question, but who would you want Balor's first feud to be against? How great would it be him versus Pete Dunne? I know they're doing a Dunne Damian Priest thing.
That'd be pretty cool.
That could be cool.
I think Finn Roddy would be great.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be really good.
Dakota, again, WB congratulated AEW today for last night. Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Is that on Twitter?
Was it Vince? Was it Vince's assistant on Twitter? Go ahead and congratulate him. Use nice words like, congratulations. Good job.
Oh, wow. So Saul the Monster said, what may be a sign of the numbers, put this on Twitter, I didn't see the actual numbers, so WB issued a statement congratulating AEW on a successful premiere, but noted the competition is a marathon, not a sprint.
What do you think he's saying about the numbers?
Well, Luke from Wrestle Talk said early indications that AEW might have pulled in 1.5 to 1.7.
Wow.
We should know in about an hour and a half what the numbers are.
Very cool. Yeah, I was in my head. I was thinking those are going to be higher than I think expectations, because man, it was trending and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where this congratulations, if it was on Twitter.
Chill Balor, do you think Finn will be more like his original NXT run, Prince Devitt style, or main roster smiling Finn? I don't remember his original NXT run being very Prince Devitt.
No, it wasn't.
That being said, his main roster was just him smiling. So I'm assuming he's going to be a bit more layered in NXT for this run.
I would hope so, based on the shirt, if nothing else.
Wolfpack for life. Do you think it was a coincidence or on purpose that the women's match for both shows happened at the same time? I can't believe it could be on purpose. How would they know?
Yeah, I don't know.
How would anybody know what was going to happen? I think they just programmed it.
And there was a lot of coincidences happening on that show. So
I know. But I don't know, man. Maybe there's some sort of, Cody, I don't know who was literally booking like the show, but it wouldn't surprise me if Cody was heavily involved in who was in booking AEW. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't surprise me if there's just sort of similar philosophies also.
So there's a statement. The Observer apparently has it.
Oh, nice.
Let's see what WB said. Congratulations to AEW on a successful premiere. The real winners of last night head-to-head telecast of NXT on USA and AEW on TNT are the fans who can expect Wednesday nights to be a competitive and wild ride, as this is a marathon, not a one-night sprint.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love it. They're pedal to metal, man.
Exactly.
We're going to be doing this every Wednesday. It's going to be great.
We all win.
That's awesome, man. That's so great.
Pretty cool.
That is cool. Oh, crap. I just lost the questions thread.
Oh, dear.
Any other good questions here?
You tell me, Steve. Dylan Haggett, would 2 War Game matches, one for main NXT and one for NXT UK, be overkill?
On the same show, yes.
Yes.
On the same show.
Why not just do NXT versus NXT UK for...
Yes, I would be totally down for that. All right. I think that's good for a show.
Fair enough.
All right. So, if you're watching this and you want to know our thoughts on AEW, that review is up right now and up at the same time as this.
Correct.
You can watch this entire stream from the beginning. I think like from now on, because this is going to be eventually going to, or this is going to be the ad-free version that goes to our Patreon, we'll do that's not thunder, is it?
No, that was a plane.
Breaking freaking the speed record.
Sonic boom.
Yeah. Right? We'll be doing sort of a cold open with us just chilling, hanging out for a bit.
Yeah.
And then we'll actually film the shows for the live stream portion.
Mm-hmm.
So this is new territory for everybody, man. It's exciting stuff. I had a blast yesterday watching wrestling. I hope everybody else did too. Thanks everybody for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
And patrons and YouTube channel members, stick around. We're going to do a bonus episode, Overrun.
Oh, dear. Okay.
You can watch us eat lunch and go over the WB 2K20 trailer.
Frame by frame. All right, we'll talk
Trying
to
to
you
get any mustard on your screen.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.